It's spooky. It's spooky. It's spooky.
Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish Podcast.
Woo.
I'm Robin.
Woo!
Fuck.
Woo!
What? You look how red you made the thing.
Hey, that hurt, by the way. All I'm going to say is people have been complaining that I haven't been wooing loud enough. And we record pretty late. And sometimes I don't want to fucking wake people up when I woo. And then I've just had quieter woos doing story time. So there you go. A regular woo and an annoyed Robin per usual.
I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to fucking blow out your eardrums.
I'm going to have to fix that so much in post because it spiked the fuck out of the audio track. Feel bad for anyone who's watching or listening live. My bad, dogs. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the story time thing, which means we're going to be reading Homegrown Horrors. Homegrown Horrors, the wonderful story sent in by our listeners/viewers that go over spiritual, supernatural, spooky, kooky, coincidental, things like that. Paranormal, sometimes extraterrestrial or true crime related in nature. Robin, for folks who had something like that that's happened to them, a friend, or a family member, how can they reach out to us with their story?
You can send it to our email, storytime@scaryish.com. You can also reach out to us on social media. Oh, we have a website, scaryish.com. If you go there, go to the Contact Us page, there's a form. You fill that out, and we get it that way.
Indeed. So send them on in. We would love to read them. Also, let us know, hey, it's okay to read this on the show, because that is important to us to get your permission. We're going to be reading 4 homegrown horrors tonight. Robin, would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I'll start.
Okay. I will hand over the mouse, and you can go ahead and take on over then.
All right. So the first email of the night is the title is Room 401.
It sounds like a book.
It does sound like a book. Isn't there a book with
1408?
Is it 14? That's
Pretty
the one
sure.
with John Cusack?
Yep. Well, I mean, the movie's with John Cusack. The book is not with John Cusack.
Yeah, it's like, this character is John Cusack. Okay, so it goes. Hello, spooky friends.
Hello.
John from Texas again. Hello. Anyways, here's a story that happened to me years ago. It's long, so bear with me. It doesn't look too long, so we'll see. Okay, so around 2010, I was working security at a very old condo in our downtown area. The condo is old, and there is a lot of stories I have, but I'm going to tell you the best one. So the shifts were 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., days and nights. A new girl and I were working the night shift. So when we get there, the shift before says, okay, guys, you're going to have a quote-unquote an interesting night.
Oh, shit.
They said a resident had died, and right now they were trying to get the body down the elevator from the 4th floor. The elevators were tiny, so they wanted to hold the body in a body bag standing up,
Whoa.
but wanted security with them. The other shift was stalling because they didn't want to do it. Jerks.
What assholes.
So during the hours, one guard would stay in a shack by the entrance while the other patrolled the condo floors, surrounding area, and we would switch off every hour. So I had to be the one to go up. The family was waiting on the ground floor along with the condo manager, who said, go up and ride with the guys to bring the body down, please. As soon as I get there, they carry the body into the elevator with me while the neighbors watched. The man who died was a huge man, and of course, while we were going down, the body began to slide over onto me. Not sure what part of the body I was pushing on, but I pushed the body back towards the corner. I began to feel uneasy and creeped out, but the elevator reached the ground floor, and it was over. The family was devastated and asked me through tears if I could go back up to the condo and turn off all the lights, because they weren't going to be staying there tonight. Of course, I had to say yes. That's just like... Just
what are you going to say, you know?
Imagine that being your job, though, that you had to ride this elevator down. You know, ugh.
I would prefer to not imagine that. That sounds
big,
traumatizing.
Big no for me. I radioed my partner to tell her what I was going to do, but she said it was her patrol, so she would do it. The shack was facing forward towards the streets and entrance, so behind us to our left was rows of back patios of the 13th floor condo. 13 floors? Of course it's 13 floors.
Oh, shit. This is why you skipped the 13th floor.
I mean, come on. So before I entered the shack, I could see the 4th floor's patio light up, or lit up, meaning all the lights were on inside. A half hour later, my partner radios that it's done, lights were off, and that she was creeped out, so I told her to come back. Everything was calm until after midnight. I was in the middle of my patrol when my partner radioed me and said, hey, did any of the family members come back? I said, no, not on my watch. She said, well, the lights are back on.
Fuck no.
I started to feel creeped out again, and no way in hell was I going back up there. I said, well, just keep an eye on it, and if a family member did come back, they'll shut the lights off. She agreed, and we left it alone. Around 2 or 3 in the morning, we get a call from a resident asking if we knew if the family from 401 had returned that night. My partner said she wasn't aware of it, but asked why. The resident said, well, I'm in 402 next door, and I keep hearing a lot of moving around, and it sounds like someone's banging on the wall. Get out! Get out!
I immediately go to, like, is there a family member who went back in there and is, like, looking for something valuable?
But they're the security, so they would have seen someone go back in.
I mean, that doesn't mean there's not, like, sneaky thieves.
Or what if this person died or was murdered and the killer is still in there?
I mean, I'd imagine he would try and leave rather than just bang on the walls.
Or if they're looking for something valuable. Maybe.
So, yeah, you went back to my thief idea, but you made it a murderer who's also trying to steal.
The condos were old, and so were the residents, so we had a lot of these kinds of calls. Our procedures were to write it down and go to the condo to look. So it's my turn. I take the elevator back up and find myself sweating, nervous in front of 401. I knocked a few times, but to no answer. We had a master key to any condo, so I used mine to open the door. I poke my head in and say hello. Of course, no one answers, so I reach for the lights and turn them off and ran out. I locked up and told my partner it was done. No one was inside. Around 6 a.m., the resident calls again. She says the same thing, that she hears banging on the walls from 401. I told her I was up there and no one was inside. Worried, she asked if we could go check again. The sun was barely coming up, but it was still dark enough to see the lights in 401 had come back on. So beyond freaked out, the dogs made a sound and it scared me. So beyond freaked out, we both looked at each other and said, fuck nope. We both decided to wait until 7 a.m. to let the next shift handle it.
Hell yeah.
We both were off the next day, so we never heard an update or info on what happened. We both were just glad that night was over. That's a really good story. That's terrifying, though.
You should definitely get a hold of whoever came in at 7 a.m. and be like, hey, long time no talk. First of all, fuck you for making me take that elevator ride with the dead body. Second of all, what happened after we left with the room? Because I am so curious what's going on here, because it is one thing for a family member to come back, look for something, even if they're just trying to snag something. But if you were going to try and take something from the place, from that particular room, you would not turn the lights on and broadcast that you were there, you know? You take a flashlight, you be sneaky. If it was a murderer like Robin's insisting who decided not to flee the scene, you wouldn't keep putting the lights on and throw yourself against the walls and shit.
Yeah.
And more importantly, when security came and walked through and there was no one in there, you wouldn't be like, all right, time to do it again. Well, it came in.
He poked his head in and looked around and then
turned off the lights.
He didn't even look in, he didn't sweep. He didn't do a sweep of the condo. He just poked his head in and was like, hello,
Sweep.
No one here.
What is he, SWAT? He's going to be like, all clear.
Fuck you. But yeah, so, I mean, it's really scary. Imagine all the stories different security guards have.
Yeah.
Because they probably see the most terrifying stuff on a daily basis. But yeah, if you're a security guard and you have a scary story, send it to us.
Send us the other ones too, author of this email.
Yeah.
We definitely want to hear them.
Yep. But yeah, thank you for sending in your story. It was a really good one.
All right. Cool. Let's look over to Stream Chat, see what you wonderful people had to say. I will go ahead and read some notifications first. First ones first. What have we gotten since the stream on Saturday? Okay, cool. So shout out to Malem, who resubscribed for the 16th month. That's me putting money back in my own pocket. Shout out to Carly for resubscribing for the 15th month. Woo-woo. Shout out to I'm What's for Dinner, who subscribed for the 18th month and said, bring back the big woos. I definitely saw that before the show. And all the chitter chatter going on about how I haven't had a big woo, so that's what you guys get. Shout out to Captain Fake Eye for resubscribing for the 21st month. Shout out to The Cursed Wolf for resubscribing for the 31st month and put in a giant woo as well. Good stuff, y'all. All right. Let's see what you folks had to say. I will say the first person in either chat channel showed up at 6:03, 27 minutes early. That was Laura Ann. Shout out to you, Laura Ann. Also, ASB Bunny was here 20 minutes early. Said good morning, all. Good morning to you. I Am Beef Trainer got here 15 minutes early. Said, hey, spooky fam. Okay, help me out with this one. Shamisho 1 just redeemed a drink. So we will go ahead and stop the reading of the chat and share what we're drinking.
I gotta mix my drink. So what I did is we have Angry Orchard. I don't even know if this is good anymore. I have some Angry Orchard.
Just get skunked. You can still drink it. You won't get sick.
And then I have 2 little bottles of this Fireball that I'm just gonna pour in.
She stole them off the airplane. She knocked out a stewardess.
I did not steal them off the airplane. Someone gave us a bunch, I think for Christmas, actually.
A 10-pack.
Yeah, it's like a 10-pack, so I'm just going to use one of these. Because we have a full bottle of Fireball, like a handle of it. But I was like, why would I open up a handle if I have these tiny bottles? I might as well just use the tiny bottles.
I'm drinking Berry Weiss, Lightning Kugels, because I want something a little bit berry-y. So, all right. Is it... I
don't know.
It'll say right on the very top. What does that say?
Use bottle opener.
So I have a magnet. That's also a bottle opener. And it also ain't afraid of no ghost.
Who got us that? I forget.
I don't know, but I love them.
Was it Chuck, maybe?
I'm pretty sure it was either Charlie or Chuck, but I don't want to say for sure, because if it was someone else, I don't want them to be like, you son of a bitch, I got that for you. I do that sometimes. All right.
Okay, I'm going to do like a layered thing here.
It'll stir it a little bit, so
yeah,
that's a good idea.
That's the idea.
All right. Laura Ann says, is it Wednesday or Thursday in Australia? Australia is a day ahead, I'm pretty sure. ASB Bunny, I'm sure, confirms that in a little bit. Everyone just asking how they're doing. Lots of folks wanted to participate.
This stuff is like syrup.
Ooh, goddamn. It's like cough medicine. Lots of people wanted to participate in the battles before the show. Most did. Lizzie B over there on Facebook said, LOL, how do I play? It is something that recognizes the chat within Twitch. There's a lot of apps.
Stupid bitch.
There's a lot of apps, in fact, that recognize Twitch chat and not YouTube or Facebook, unfortunately. So you would have to be on Twitch to participate in that, or to participate as soon as it's up there, but I can't stand up to get it. But you'd have to be in Twitch to participate. So same thing for marbles. All right, Elizabeth Tree has redeemed a drink. Nefcor has redeemed a drink. Laura Ann has redeemed a drink. Chunkster has redeemed a drink. And Chunkster has redeemed another drink. Also, shout out to ASB Bunny who just subscribed for the 22nd month. Thank you so much. So that's 6 drinks before the next email. But hey, Robin's 1 down, so it'll transfer over to me. Vivian over there on YouTube said, hey, spooky bitches. What up? Thank you for joining us. Chunkster said, I'm finally home to watch the live stream. That's good to know. I Am Beef Trainer did #Team Bad Storms. There are a lot of bad storms all over the country. We had a thunderstorm, just not true, a rainstorm last night. So that was super intense. Shout out to Sherry Sue, who has joined us here as well. Elizabeth Tree said, big woo, which is nice to see. Vivian said, question of the week. If you could choose one mythical creature, the answer is dragon. If you could choose one mythical creature whose main purpose in this lifetime is to protect you, what mythical creature or entity would you want?
Dragon.
It's a dragon. I would absolutely want a dragon. Yeah. I would also want it to be voiced by Sean Connery, like the film Dragonheart.
I want mine to be voiced by John Hurt.
That's pretty good, too.
Yep.
All right. Lots of folks. This is funny. I saw this one came across because I was just watching the battles and I looked over and Captain Fig, I said, why is my animation just an Asian girl? Which is hilarious. I also saw that there were some people that just jumped in there with guns and started capping fools, which was terrifying. Lizzie B over on Facebook says, I want to get you all. Lauren says, yes, I was wondering why the woos have been quieter lately. Most of the time it's because we're recording late. And then honestly, like, Robin gets very annoyed when I woo really loud. And sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to have a subdued woo or a subbed woo. That way she's just like, cool, I'll just keep going with the intro and maybe we'll have a better show because she won't hold it against me for the next 60 to 90 minutes. So
I saw #Team Dalek. Which is funny because behind Adam's head you can see like the TARDIS. No, you're blocking it. Turn back over here. There's a TARDIS there and a TARDIS here, and there's probably another TARDIS back there behind his head too.
Also,
and then I have the Doctor. Oh yeah, there's the TARDIS too.
The Build-A-Bear Doctor.
And and there's the Doctor, and then there's just
there's 3 TARDISes.
There's a lot of TARDISes.
And a Doctor Who Build-A-Bear with Mothman.
There's another TARDIS like up there too. That's like a dice tower.
Your arm looks so cut off. Take my good arm.
But up at the top, there's like another TARDIS that's a dice tower that Chuck actually got me for Christmas, I think, one year. But yeah, I have a lot of TARDISes. Elizabeth Tree theorized tired Adam equal quieter woos. Not exactly, but kind of. Sherry Sue says, I start my new job on Tuesday, July 6th. I'll be working in the infant room at a local preschool in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Nice.
Congratulations, and we really do hope that goes well. Chung says, bet Adam's saving it for this week. Go Super Woo. Dang, you nailed that. Quite the prediction. I'm going to scroll.
My
folks
tummy
talking
is
about
so warm.
folks talking about weather, thunderstorms. Everyone stay inside, stay safe. Chung said it just finished storming out there in Virginia, which is good to hear. Harley says, the thunder is bouncing off the mountains nearby, and it's louder than normal, so it's quite a concert tonight. Thank you for joining us, Carly. Always nice to see you. Scrolling. Everyone just basically saying stay safe. Captain Vegas said, oh my god, my ears, Adam. Lots of people were happy with the loud woo. Some people were just like, are you fucking serious right now? Apologies. So, I don't know how you guys handle it, because I once had the TV on in the loft while we were doing the live show, and I heard the woo through the speaker, and it was so fucking loud. Which is another reason, honestly, why I kind of woo quieter nowadays, because I don't want to blow out anyone's eardrums. I can do it in post and lower it. But during the live show, it's like, I don't want to hurt anyone.
Aw, poor Lazy B says back as the one viewer on Facebook.
It stinks, because we had really good viewership on Facebook when we first started doing the split stream there. And now we get like maybe 1 or 2 people, so it's making me reconsider paying money to do the multi-stream there. But we'd lose Lizzie B if we stopped doing it, so... Vivian says, good Lord Jeebus, Adam, what a woo. Indeed. Indeed it was. Brian said, hopped over here from Twitch. It was way too choppy tonight. Twitch is very finicky.
Sherry Sue says, I had a mini event happen last night. I was so excited because I thought I had a ghost last night in my bedroom. Turned out it was just a darn lightning bug. I was so disappointed.
That's funny. Lightning bugs are pretty exciting themselves too, though. They're a miracle of nature. Their butts light up. Lizzie B says, Robin is so cute.
Thank you.
You're absolutely correct as well.
I didn't bring a hair tie to work today, so I have a pen.
Second
to
in a
hold up
row.
my hair. Yes. No, I think I had a hair tie. No, I had a hair tie yesterday, not the day before.
So second day in a row. Yesenia says, what do you mean? You had one yesterday and you had one today.
No,
so
I had a hair tie yesterday.
No.
But not one before.
Because you woke me up with kisses and I pulled out your hair thing. I was like, yoink, remember? And you're like, why did you take my pen
Monday.
of might? Today not Tuesday?
Today's Wednesday.
Second day in a row, whatever.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yesenia over there on YouTube says,
God.
I haven't been here for a live in a while. Did you guys switch rooms or was it redecorated?
It was redecorated. I filmed the whole redecorating
We haven't posted
process.
it yet.
We haven't posted it because it requires editing, and I don't do that.
My desk took a 90-degree turn to no longer be in the middle of the room. It's again in a desk spot because lots of folks were a fan of this setup when we did I can't remember what kind of stream we did, but we did it this way.
It might have been a game one.
And honestly, overall, this is just a lot more functional for us as an office since I do work from home. It's a lot more organized now. And it's just sort of better looking in general. So
yeah, we had to add more storage because it's like a warehouse in here and the guest room.
There's just stuff everywhere. It was a nightmare. Everywhere.
Yeah, with the art business side growing, there's a lot of stuff everywhere, and so we had to make more storage space because it's just a lot of shit.
Indeed.
But yeah.
Brian said it's the same room. It looks different because they switched the screen layout. And we adjusted where the background is. The background is all our new storage stuff too. So, and Robin's desk.
I'm Beef Train says, who else of the Spooky Fam is ready for winter? I'm totally ready for winter. If it could be winter right now, that'd be great.
I know we live in Las Vegas, so it seems like we're fans of the heat, but I would really prefer. I love Las Vegas because spring, fall, and winter are all so awesome. Summer can be unbearable. However, it's like perfect pool temperature in the summer.
It is the perfect pool temperature. But
you don't even have to heat your stuff.
It sucks.
It does. People complaining about humidity.
Kill a Cupcake says that woo scared the shit out of me and my
sorry.
dog.
I apologize for the woo. Everyone tell people. I mean, someone commented about on the Spooky Friends group today on Facebook. I didn't even think Adam wooed this episode. Of course I wooed. It was just quiet. Just be like, you should have been there for the fucking live show. Like, he killed people with his woo. So Lisbeth Tree says, it's so dry in here. I want stormy weather.
Today I woke up and I asked Alexa, like I do most mornings, like, what's the temperature outside? And she said 77 degrees. This is like 10. This is like 9. No, when did I leave? I woke up at like 8:30. So it must have been around 9. And when she said 77, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to wear a jacket today. This is going to be great. Because I'm sick of having like 115 degree days, and it was raining yesterday, and so today is a nice cool day, and I was like, fuck yes,
it's nice when you get a brief reprieve.
But then I get home and it's 112 leaving work. So
yep. Lots of folks saying they love summer. Captain Vega says, I love summer as well. It's about the happy hour here. Sherry Sue says, I love summer, which is totally understandable. Some folks are saying where they live there's melting trash cans, which is a nightmare. Laura Ann says it's hot as balls in the Philly area. I know a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest have some really, really hot weather right now. Scrolling, Carly says, I read a book this year that has me absolutely obsessed with Alaska. Interesting.
My coworker is going on an Alaskan cruise in a few months, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happens on cruises. We all know that. All right. Laura.
Now all I have is the that song from the Titanic. What is it? Something I will go on.
My heart will
go on. That's the one.
Lauren says, I'm recently single. I should go look up those singles cruises. That could be fun.
One time I asked my boss, he's not my boss anymore because I think he moved completely to a different state. But I told him, I was like, why don't you go on a singles cruise one of these days? And he just looked at me with the most awkward face. And I felt so bad. But he didn't he just laughed it off, and didn't make me seem even more awkward than I already was. But it was probably the funniest thing because my other coworker was just laughing his ass off.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't think single cruises are that bad. If
I think
I
it'd be really fun.
I think it sounds really, really fun.
You're on a giant floating hotel where you can get drunk, you can eat whatever you want, and
Get
you can
fucked.
bang.
I mean, yeah.
If you want to.
If you want to.
Brian says, dirty
Or
joke.
build good relationships. Healthy
Brian says, dirty joke of the week. Just found out cockfighting is something done with roosters. That's 12 weeks of training wasted.
Oh, wow.
joke.
That's a good joke. Aw, that's so cute. Captain Fake Eye says, I'll just leave the wedding ring off. I'll go with my husband and pretend we don't know each other. That sounds fun. Because sometimes Adam and I do that, where it's like, hey, come around here often?
Now, oh, this is my line. Because we used to do this thing where, like, I ran into her. The first time I ever pretended like I was just meeting her for the first time was at a comic convention. So every time I, like, slide into that, like, little thing, I'm like, hey, Comic-Con, right? And she's like, fuck off, I'm not in the mood. I get told that almost every time nowadays, but never stop trying. Lizzie B says, I couldn't put the sticker on the Harley, but it's on the Blazer. I love it.
Aw, nice.
Scrolling. People are fans of
Oh,
Fireball.
about my drinks. Yeah, I only put one bottle in so far, but I it's because I had too much cider.
Sherry Sue dropping some links for single cruises. Nice to see that.
Ooh.
Chunk says, I'm having Angry Orchard peach mango flavor.
They have other flavors? Get out.
Facebook. Lizzie B, you might as well be named Facebook since you're the only one over there.
That's fucked
Says,
up.
LOL,
No.
Facebook is like the redheaded stepchild. I would love if we had more people in Facebook.
Because Alicia's
but-
on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah, but she only shows up in the group, and for whatever reason, streaming to groups right now is broken. It hasn't done it for the last two streams. In fact, like right down here, you can see it's broadcasting only 3 of 4 channels.
Lame.
And it's throwing out the event error for there. So, wow, you're like an alcoholic, just throwing your empty bottles everywhere. Sherry Susan, my last cruise was a Halloween one. It was fun, and I won for best costume. I was a sailor girl.
Ooh, cute. Oh, shit.
Scrolling. And Sherry Sue says, wow, Robin, that's a huge glass. That's my mug.
That's Adam's mug. It's his World of Warcraft mug.
It's got the Alliance on it. For the Alliance.
For the Alliance. It's funny because earlier, sorry.
Stop licking the sword.
Hot. Earlier, Adam was like, you play Alliance, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, that makes sense. You cried during that one thing. Because the opening sequence.
For Battle for Azeroth,
for one of the newer expansions has this paladin that he is a paladin, right?
He is technically a priest.
Okay. But he yells for because one person says for the Horde, one person says for the Alliance, and totally started crying. It was just like, it's
just an epic moment, and you're surrounded by all these nerds, and you feel that fucking energy of people like supporting what you're watching.
So I just started crying. I also cried though during the Overwatch 2. Yeah, that. Oh man, because you grow attached to all these characters, and I'm gonna cry just talking about it. But it's like it's so good because all these characters you think are gonna die, and then everybody starts showing up. It's really cute. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
I also
it's so good.
Sincerely enjoy really good trailers. So. Vivian says, I don't really care what type of creature is protecting me as long as the creature is absolutely fucking gargantuan. Brian says, I want my dragon to be voiced by Morgan Freeman, which is hilarious. We had a question in one of our Discord servers. We do a question of the day for a Discord server.
It's a different Discord server.
Yeah, like one's friends.
Yeah.
And I posted, if you could have a narrator for your life, who would you want it to be? And I picked the King George from Hamilton, and all my narration would have to be sung. And then we had other things that popped up as well. Who did you pick?
Oh, fudge. Who did I pick? Oh, the person that introduces every episode of Pokemon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The one in English, obviously. But he's just like deep voice, so intense. And it's just... And he's just the narrator for Pokemon, right? And at the end of every episode, he's like, what will they get into next?
That's funny.
It's just so... I think that would be funny for a narration of my life.
ASB Bunny says to IMB Trainer, hey friend, I've been a bit unwell the last couple weeks, but I made sure to be here today. Thank you for joining us, ASB Bunny. We hope you feel better. And IMB Trainer said about the same. Elizabeth Tree says, love the loud woo. Sherry Sue says, I don't like the split screen. It seems weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird just because like we are right next to each other, but because the cameras are tilted in different directions, it's just easier for us, at least this way. If we somehow figured out a way to hook the camera up to the wall or something, maybe we could do that.
I'd have to always slide the desk to the middle of the room. The only thing we could really do to get back to single camera setup would be to have a desk in a different room. like the loft or some shit, which is an completely open room, so that totally wouldn't work.
You'd hear the echo.
It'd be terrible.
Echo.
Yeah, so let's keep scrolling. Folks talking about rain. Carly says earbuds are officially at full volume, and yet the rain is still making it hard to hear now that the bottom has fallen out.
Chunkster says, I'm going to Florida on Friday. Finally vacation time for me. Hope you're going to Disney World. Sounds fun. Blanca Bello over on YouTube says, hey, long time. What up, Blanca Bello? Thank you for joining us. They said, I can't do lives because of work, but this week I'm on vacation. Missed you guys, but I always listen to the recordings. Thank you so much. Also, you guys know that we're on YouTube, right? So if you guys miss something and you guys want to see our lovely faces, we're always on YouTube right after. So it's something that you can catch up on the next day or whatnot before the actual podcast comes out on Friday. Because Adam will wait till like Thursday night to edit it or something.
Sometimes. I wait till Thursday night to release it for the early stuff. Elizabeth Tree said 77 in a jacket. Yeah, we typically don't go below like 60s, sometimes 50s. So I think 65 is when I start wearing my jackets. And I'm still like usually pretty sweaty, but you just want to wear your fucking jacket sometimes. This spring,
I was wearing a wool coat until like it started to get 80s. You know what I mean? Where like I bought it for winter, but I spent so much money on it. You bet your fucking ass I'm going to wear that till the very last second. Like, oh my gosh. I always wear a jacket. I always wear a jacket or I always wear a cardigan. And today was a jacket day and not a cardigan day. I hate my arms. Everyone at work is always just like, why do you always wear a jacket? It's like 120 outside. I'm like, I hate my arms. I hate them.
She has great arms.
I know what she's talking about. I got no muscles, all flab, and I just always wear a jacket all the time. And today was one of those jacket days instead of cardigan days. Chunkster says, yo, Robin, cool mug. It's Adam's mug. I have no World of Warcraft stuff because I broke up with an ex and they kicked me out of the guild. And I was just like, fuck World of Warcraft. This stuff is fucking
She blames
stupid.
the wrong thing, basically.
But yeah, no, it sucks, you know, when you play with people and then they're just like, fuck you, you know, and that, I'm sorry, but that community can get really toxic.
Oh yeah.
And say I'm a beginner, right? Going into a bunch of dungeons, then there's people in the dungeons that like
are just shitty because you don't know what you're doing.
Or like you have low DPS. So they're just like, kick her out. Why is she in here? And so I'd rather play Overwatch where I'm really good at it.
I will say for the folks talking about the split screen setup, I like this setup a lot better. The one thing I don't like is how wobbly the cameras are because just like slight movement with your hands on the desk, and that's why I usually say it to Robin is will make the stupid cameras wobble. So I mean, this is obviously not going to be like the setup forever. I'm always looking for different ways to do the show. So.
Now it's too much Fireball. Blurg.
Vivian says, I have a summer birthday and I asked for a weighted blanket as a gift. I hate summer. Fall or spring is my type of weather.
Nice. It's 7 o'clock. Do you want to start reading your second story and then we can finish the comments? Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just.
Sorry. We're just hanging out talking and all of a sudden Robin's like, okay, this is over. I just did a 10-minute diatribe, about World of Warcraft and the toxicity of the community. But I would like you to just read your story and shut up. So
this is called Storytime.
I guess I'll go ahead and do that. I'll make sure and say that the next time you go on a super long tangent. Gonna go ahead and mark it. Can I go ahead and mark it? Cool. Can you not make mouth noises while I'm trying to do my intro? Can you just sit still? I'm just gonna play with your shit. The microphone picks all that up. The camera also picks all that up. But
I was just checking if I smelled. I don't. Not yet.
Sure you don't. They can't tell you're lying.
I put on deodorant this morning. Well, sometimes I don't. I actually do smell sometimes, most of the time. But I put deodorant on this morning, so.
It's rough. Okay. Hey, this is called Storytime. I would like to read my email. Ow! Stop hitting me.
No one can see it.
Everyone can see it.
No, look.
They can see my arm being smacked. They can hear it too. All right. Here we go. My boob hurts.
I just want to grab
Don't.
It. Go on.
I'm waiting for the cars to pass by in the background, then you to shut up.
Fuck you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the next story of the episode. This one's from Brian, who is watching live right now.
Hello, Brian.
And the subject name is Bedtime, and it starts out like this.
Sounds hot.
Hello, our marvelous Duke of Spook Adam and other people.
Well, what the...
I really like that intro, considering that I was just being physically abused before this story started. I'm writing.
I don't know how I feel about this. Hold on. Delete.
I'm writing with more stories from growing up in a haunted house. I will say, after they sent this in, they mentioned to us privately, like, I might have been too mean in my intro, and I'm like, it's great. Just leave it. All right, it continues. When my mother, sister, and I first moved into my childhood home, there were some renovations that needed to be done on some of the rooms to make them more livable. I mean, we could have stayed in rooms with wallpaper from the 50s, but ew. I can't read. If you put an extra W on the word ew, I have to read it ew. So the first couple months, my sister and I shared a bedroom while the attic bedrooms were being stripped and painted.
Oh my gosh, this story's getting even hotter.
This proved to be a chore as we discussed. Was it hot in the first place?
Yeah,
first you were offended and now bedroom, you're turned on by it.
The title is bedroom. I was like, hot.
Oh yeah, you're right. Now the bedroom's stripping. Could be hotter. Stripping their way through college.
You know what's hot? Fucking temperature in Vegas.
You know what's hot? Not interrupting. This proved to be a chore. This is called Storytime. This proved to be a chore as we discovered there were about 4 layers of wallpaper plastered atop one another. I fucking hate that. So it was taking longer than expected, much to my sister's and my chagrin, as we did not like sharing a bedroom. She especially hated it, as I had a bad habit of waking up late at night crying because my leg hurt. A couple of times a week this would happen, and when my mother would check my leg, she would find an angry red mark on my calf that looked as if someone had slapped me.
That's scary.
The nighttime attacks would subside for a while after the room was sprinkled with holy water.
That's creepy.
They would return after a brief respite. Once the attic...
Is it respite?
It's respite. Once the attic bedrooms were done, and my sister and I moved into our rooms, the late night attacks seemed to stop, as if whatever was hurting me was confined to the previous bedroom.
That's creepy. What if somebody had actually died in that bedroom?
That
and they're
could
like,
be.
This is my room, and you need to get out of my room.
It could be that. It could be psychosomatic because you were scared and your body developed that sort of injury with your fear. I mean, or it could be a demon.
Some people get grumpy and they just pinch you. Have you ever had like a relative just pinch you because they were annoyed?
My grandma actually used to do that sometimes.
Really?
So, yeah. All right, I'm going to continue. 20 some odd years later, my sister and I mean, she never did to me. I've heard stories that she used to do it. I'm going to continue. 20 some odd years later, my sister and I were talking about how weird it was that the entity in that room seemed to only attack me. This is when she shared a secret. Secrets don't keep friends, people. Just telling you. She had been the one who would slap my leg all those years ago. So I was right. It was a demon.
What a biznatch.
Apparently, I would snore so loud, it would wake her.
Oh,
It would keep her awake if she didn't fall asleep before my nightly nasal rumblings, and in desperation, she would sneak over to my side of the room, slap my leg hard enough to wake me, then sneak back to her bed before my mom would make it into the room to check on me. This is funny. I called her the night demon for a while after she shared that bit of information. I predicted that.
I am guilty of totally hating when Adam starts snoring sometimes.
Maybe go to bed sooner.
Fuck you. If I don't fall asleep first, I just hear it while I'm up doing whatever I need to do or whatever I want to do, because sometimes it's just playing Pop Town on my phone. But sometimes I just have to lean over to him and just shove him a little bit because
she's lying. She elbows the shit out of my ribs.
Or sometimes I just shake him a bunch, or I'll pet his head really hard.
Yeah, she pets my head like she's trying to give me a bald spot.
Because I'm just like, shut up. You know what I mean?
The email continues. My troubles didn't end completely when we got our own bedrooms, however. The attic bedrooms had little miniature doors that led to crawl spaces.
No, that's fucked. Okay.
My sister and I weren't allowed in there because there were exposed nails and broken glass. My sister knew I wouldn't listen to the dire warnings from my mother about how I could injure myself if I went into the crawl space, so she devised her own story. When she saw me eyeing the little crawl space door with obvious temptation, she said, "Don't go in there. You'll let the monster out." She had me so frightened of the crawl space monster that whenever I heard the house groan or settle, as old houses do, my child brain interpreted it as hungry monster noises. When winter arrived, my sister found that her crawl space door wouldn't stay latched and would just pop open, letting a draft into her bedroom.
That's terrifying, because that screams demons.
She let my mom know about it, and so they attached a little slide lock to the door so she could keep it closed. After the slide lock was installed, I saw it and asked my sister why her crawl space door had a lock and mine didn't. She responded with, "Oh, the monster figured out how to open doors and we only had one lock. Good night."
That's messed up.
That's fucked up, hilarious, and I'm a fan of your sister because this shit is all gold. The email ends. So I know neither of these stories were about the actual ghosts or spirits that inhabited our home, but I promise to write back more about those after I have a chance to chat with my evil sister, just to make doubly sure that any other hauntings I recall were not just her pulling a prank. Keep on creeping on, Brian. P.S. Oh yeah. Hi, Robin.
Hello. I just think it's hilarious because I think siblings like that are some of the funnest, where, you know, you're a lot younger and they just create these stories for you, you know, even though it's meant to scare you. Sometimes, at least for me, I enjoy that little bit of extra imagination, a little bit of extra storytelling, a little flavor on your life.
I've mentioned my brother didn't used to pull pranks like that. My brother was more like the you're adopted kind of brother, like just mess with you mentally. But one of the things that my brother did do that it reminded me of during this story was one time my mom was driving home on the freeway and she was going super fast, and we got pulled over. And my mom decided to say like that we were being obnoxious in the back seat, because we typically were. And this was one instance where we actually weren't. At least that's what I recall. My mom will probably say we were being little pieces of shit. But when the cop came to the window and asked like, "What's going on?" She was like, "I'm sorry, I lost track of my speed because I was yelling at my kids back there." And I'm like listening. I'm like, is she fucking blaming us to this cop right now? And I was super young, so I was like kind of scared. And I looked at my brother. I'm like, "What's happening?" And he leans over and he goes, "You're going to jail." And I started crying my eyes out because I was so convinced the cop was going to take me to jail. So
I told you about the time, right, where my mom was like, "The cops are going to come get you. You better pack your things." And she made me put all my clothes into trash bags.
So funny.
And she had me have all my clothes into trash bags before, you know, you realize like, no, the cops aren't going to get you as long as you say sorry type shit.
That's so
parents
funny.
do the craziest things, and it's hilarious.
We should make a podcast called Parents Do the Craziest Things instead of Kids Say the Darndest Things. No one steal that. I'll sue you. All right. Good stuff. All right. Before we move on to read more stuff, do you want to center yourself on the screen? Are you going to have this like weird cockeyed angle you're going to sit at all night? Also, your microphone looks so much bigger this week than it normally does. Wow. You haven't even had 6 drinks, which, by the way, I apologize.
I might have at this
I forgot
point
to take my other 5 drinks before I started reading that. So I'll give Robin this. She can read some of the chitter-chatter.
Shout out to the Snark for resubscribing with Prime.
For the 28th month.
Thank you so much. Also, let's go do something again.
Are you going to go ahead and take this over?
Sure. What do you want me to do? Scroll?
Do the thing that I normally do, which is like, you know.
People are telling about their temperatures that they keep in their house. Some say 75.
Too hot.
Captain Fake Guy says, even in the winter, I put the thermostat at like 71.
This is one of my favorite usernames I've seen before. Let's go to Disney. Says,
oh, cute. Where'd you see that?
The Pacific Northwest has been ridiculously hot. 113 in places. We had our AC set to 62, but they could only cool to about 78.
That's crazy. It's funny because
we get 113 pretty frequently.
Yeah, we're in the
fucking desert though.
We're in the desert, so we're kind of used to heat in general, but it's been over 115 for the past couple weeks, so it's nice to have a nice day today.
As a veteran of desert heat, I will say anything over 110, your AC will constantly run.
So we have a bunch of fans.
If you're at 72 or less.
I told my coworkers, I was like, we have a bunch of fans in the house because it's so expensive to run the AC.
And some of the fucking rooms in the house are super cold because they get like full blown AC, and some of the other rooms, like our bedroom, is like the end of a run where it doesn't get very much AC at all. So
plus we're in it, so it's super hot.
Oh yeah. We have 3 fans set up in various places in our upstairs stupid. That just blow the air in a circle so that it can be at least like cooled and circulated.
I know Spooky Mom was saying though that like places like the Pacific Northwest aren't used to having that
lots of
kind
places
of heat.
Out there don't have AC.
So yeah, so it's a little different. MI over in YouTube says, I love fall and fall clothing. Me too. If I can wear a trench coat every day of the year, I would. Brian says, I used to love summer, then I moved into a house with AC and it ruined me. Let's see. I'm Beef Trainer says, I can't imagine that right now. Like, we've had 100 plus here before, but it's like death for me. Oh my God, you lucky.
ASP Bunny says, what is 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? I think it's like 32, 34, 35. I don't know.
Captain Fake Eye says, I love y'all nerds. We love you.
A little bit. We missed one message on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
There's not a lot of YouTube stuff, so I try and read it all. MI says, and my birthday is in October.
Nice. Vivian says, someone else is doing my question of the week. How absolutely dare they? Let's see. Chunkster says, reminds me I'm wearing my D&D cleric shirt a party member got me and other people based on their characters.
Nice.
Cute. Carly says, I literally talk about the summer of 2010 like I'm retelling war stories because it regularly got into the 110s by 9 a.m. Ugh. Yikes.
It's rough.
ASB Bunny says 37.78 degrees Celsius isn't that bad.
Honestly, like 100 in Vegas, because it's a desert. I know everyone's like, oh, it's a dry heat. Realistically, it doesn't feel as oppressive as like it would anywhere else when you have a lot of humidity. But once you get to the 110s, then you're like, yeah, it's regardless of the humidity, it's fucking hot.
I follow an artist on YouTube and probably Instagram and all those other things, but she said in Canada it was like 32 or 34, and she was like, this sucks.
Once you're over 115, it's like, just stay inside so you don't die.
Lizzie says, so glad I can be back. And I'll subscribe. Thanks for subscribing. Sherry Sue says, I can't wait to get a Switch. I'm trying to stop myself because I've been buying everything under the sun. That's how it was for quarantine. It was like, just buy everything. Captain Fake Eye says, what are the Americans doing for 4th of July? We're going to hang out with our friends and a little bit of family, not too much.
And food. Skirt. Steak.
Yesenia says, I love fall. My sister's birthday's on Halloween. I'm jealous of all October babies. And that's my birthday too. That's what Brian says over on YouTube. I Am Beef Trainer says, we have immensely humid heat here and it feels like we're being roasted in an oven or stuck in a really disgustingly hot breath of a dragon. Sherry Sue says,
but is that dragon voiced by Sean Connery?
I used to go to Narberth and for some reason they aren't doing them anymore. A lot of people aren't doing fireworks this year.
It's also a shortage on fireworks apparently.
Is there?
Yeah.
Today I learned.
There's a shortage on a lot of shit. So
Yesenia says, can I legally change my birth date?
No.
I thought it was so cool when I found out. That's funny about the Halloween birthdays. Carly says, one of my twins turns 6 on July 4th.
I love that you have twins with different birthdays.
Yes, I think that is so stinking cool because that's so hard to do. I mean, I don't know if it is or not. I have never had twins, but I imagine it's hard to have one on one day and one on the other.
You just have to get the timing right. Lizzie B says, I'm a 99 Blood Elf on. Wow. Woo! Oh, shit. I know they adjusted the levels down. I think they smashed everyone back down to like 60. But I
remember when you could start your character at 60. I thought that was the stupidest thing because that 60 level person has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they haven't learned their class. Not to get too much off on a tangent, but that was always shitty when people would buy a character because they'd be like, oh, I got the super awesome geared character. I want to join your raid in your guild. And then you'd bring them in because you're like, oh, their gear is great. They must know what they're doing. And then they have no idea what they're doing. So...
Carly says, I literally woke up in my recovery room to fireworks going on outside my window. Imagine being exhausted from giving birth and then you just see fireworks. And
everyone's
you're like,
celebrating your birth giving, like, good job.
But you're exhausted and all you hear is this loud fireworks, you know?
Trump says, I can see both your faces clear. I like the setup.
Nice.
Thank you.
Shami Show says, same. Sometimes I forget the deodorant too, for real though. And it's always hot out here. And so Adam's always like, yes, go to work stinky. So no one like gets hot here.
Don't wear makeup. Go to work stinky. I don't care if she does either of those. Just when she comes home and she's smelly, I'm like, find a bright side.
Lizzie says, my garrison on WoW was the shit. The Snark says, hey, Spooky Fam. Hello.
Hello. Brian, why are you not reading the YouTube stuff? Scroll back up.
Sorry.
Brian says, winter and summer are the worst seasons. Autumn is the best. Spring would be nice, except it only lasts for 3 days in Ohio. Yesenia says, I want to be a Halloween baby.
It's such a good... It's a fun birthday. Not always the best, but a fun one. Radio Man says, good evening, Robin and Adam and everyone.
Hello.
Long time no see, Radio Man. Welcome.
Not that long.
Lizzie B says, Robin about to vomit after her drink. Yo, there's so much Fireball in it now. I'm like, ugh.
Every time you say Fireball, I want to say Mr. Worldwide, but then I'm like, is that even a Pitbull song? I can't remember.
Is that the one that goes, oh no, that's Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand. I love that song. Shit. You read now.
Cool. Awesome. Lizzie B says, how do you donate on Facebook? We don't have a donate button over there on Facebook. If you would like to donate, you can hit up twitch.tv/Scaryish Podcast. Scroll down, there's a donate button there, and you can donate that way. I will put a donate button over on Facebook after this because they have the capability. They're called stars. I don't know how the fuck they work, but I'm sure they're just like bits, and we will figure it out for you.
Jiggle what?
Yep. All right.
On Facebook, there is a thing.
Yes, it's called stars.
Do we need to have enough watchers or something?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm going to figure it out after this.
Cool. Give us all the stars.
Elizabeth Tree says, my nephew has midnight leg pains. It was a nerve thing that he went to a PT, physical therapy.
Today I learned. I didn't know that was a thing.
And it's gotten much better. That's interesting to know. Hopefully there's not someone running over there and slapping them on the legs because they snore too loud. Ow. Elizabeth Tree says, I'm a light sleeper, and when my man snores, it wakes me up, so I pull his pillow out from under his head. That's just
too
rude.
Extreme.
Carly says, we all turned out okay, and it's 6 years later now, so it's all good. That's funny. Scrolling.
Oh, Captain Fake Eye is a gynecologist, right? Or an obstetrician. One over the other. She's a baby doctor.
She's a doctor.
She's not a baby, but she works with babies.
We had a fact check thing on this most recent episode. We're talking about something medical, and we're like, we'll let Captain Fake Eye correct us.
We'll let Captain Fake Eye
Whenever you catch up, just let us know.
But she was saying that having to have, because what Carly did was have one kid naturally and then have a C-section for the other. And Captain Fake Eye's like, Jesus, that's rough. It is rough because you have to have surgery twice,
it's
right?
A lot. It's a lot for your body to handle.
Women are incredible.
They are. Who runs the world?
Girls.
Ladies.
I mean, women.
Lizzie B says,
girls can too.
It's true. My older sister convinced me to stick a bobby pin in the outlet and also to drink vanilla.
I shoved tweezers in the outlet. That was my go-to electrocution technique.
Lizzie B says, 4 mean older sisters, LOL. My brother tried to convince me that me losing my first tooth would be the most intense pain in the world. And then we did the doorknob trick, and I was like, I didn't even feel it. Oh my God. And I'm getting $1 for this. Best thing ever.
Sam over there says, hey, Robin and Adam.
Hello, Samantha.
66
Thank you for joining us.
at night and 70 during the day must be fucking nice.
Yes. Brian says, my sister used to tell me I was adopted until I replied with, at least that means they wanted me. That is a good response.
That is a good one.
Should have.
The Snark says, fuck yeah, girl. Yeah, let's go out. Fuck yeah. We didn't even have any drinks because drinks were so expensive that night. But I would love to have one. A drink somewhere, sometime.
I'm never invited. Yesenia says, when we were kids, I told my sister that she was actually adopted and I made her cry.
Oh.
And now our little brother tells her that too. LOL. That is hilarious and also mean. Brian says 70-75 during the day, depending on humidity. 65 at night.
Captain Fake, I did hashtag no fam, but then says no fan because Glitch says hashtag team fan. But the idea of having hashtag team no fam is so sad.
That's fucking funny.
Okay.
Leonid over there says, what? I don't know what that means.
The Snark says 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37.78 degrees Celsius. Nice. Thank you for letting us know. Because I had no idea.
Sandy says, I stay indoors once it hits 80. That's funny. Samantha says, barbecuing and making pulled pork tacos. Holy shit, that sounds delicious.
I'm so incredibly pale. My arms are pale. My feet are pale. My legs are pale. Everything's pale. Except for it's dark right here. Right here.
The spot that's exposed.
And then if I wear a low-cut shirt, it's like pale. It's so dumb. Ugh, I need a good tan, but I'm not going to go out naked by the pool.
Leonid says, have y'all... I mean, I'll do it. Have y'all been to Saw Escape Room? We've never been to an escape room.
No, we haven't.
She has, actually, without me. She does everything.
No, I haven't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell that to the twins and Fallout.
That's not Saw Escape Room.
No. I said escape room in general. We've never been to an escape room before.
Oh, okay.
It's like we're not even having a conversation here.
See, the one that I went to with the twins is like different because it wasn't really an escape room. They put you in a room and you have to solve a puzzle
to escape. And
it wasn't really it was weird. It was okay.
Samantha says,
but it was Fallout themed, which was cool.
Samantha says, I hate my birthday. Being born January 20th should be illegal because of getting a present every 4 years. That's hilarious. Yes. My friend was born December 24th, and his name is Nicholas. So he also has some gripes with the birthday gods. Kevin Fega says, the Asianness in me does not require deodorant. I did not realize that was a trait of Asians.
No, it's not.
Because Robin doesn't have that trait.
I am 100% Asian, and that's not a thing.
Vivian says...
Because Junkster even says my Asianness does.
Vivian says, my friend's dad is having his wedding on the 4th of July because he's a bit of a narcissist and he wants to think the fireworks are for him.
That's kind of cute, though.
It's kind of annoying, like, hey, everyone, celebrate me on a day when we're all supposed to celebrate together.
Brian says, is it me or does Robin get really chatty when she's tipsy? 100%. I'm very friendly. Like, if in my past experience, having gone to bars and stuff like that, clubs, whatever, I'm way too old for that shit now. But it's like, you want to be friends with everyone. And I swear I made friends with everyone. I can't tell you how many times people, like... What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean?
Keep going.
What is that supposed to
Just keep going and I'll tell you.
I'll cut you. It's just like, you just make friends with people that you'll never meet again, right? But you're like, oh my God, give me your number. I'll text you. We should hang out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I never see those girls.
And then all the dudes
again.
think she's trying to fuck them. And when I'm like, they think that you're like DTF. She's like, no, they don't. Like, I've been with Robin before where we've been like out and I've been like, this dude is trying to fuck you right now. And she's like, no, you're just being jealous. And I'm like, we're with a couple. And I was just like, hey, here's the text that they've sent since they got to Vegas. What do you guys think? And our couple friends, as a guy and a girl, were like, yeah, he's trying to bang you. And she's like, no, he's not. And then like the argument came back up a little bit later in the dinner. She's like, no, he's not. And she got a text and she's like, yes, he is. And she just put her phone down.
It was just like,
and she was
done
like,
talking
never
to you
mind.
Now.
I was like, see.
Captain Fake Eye says,
guys are disgusting. They're disgusting
says,
creatures.
I'm an OBGYN, so both. That's funny. Let's see. Brian says, I'm sorry.
CPAP has a recall and they're concerned about it. Need to call the sleep center tomorrow. We were having discussions about CPAP with our friend who just had a sleep study because he's almost certainly going to have to get one. So that is terrifying.
Brian says, I was a C-section baby. That means I wasn't born. I was removed like a tumor. I'm totally gonna say that next time because I always joke with Adam. I'm like, when you get pregnant, I'm always just like, I'm gonna get pregnant. It's just gonna be this thing festering inside of me.
So it says festering.
And
always.
So if it's a C-section, then I can totally be like, it's removed.
It's not a tumor. And I'll always say it like that.
Oh my God.
Brian says, every time I hear someone say stars, I hear it in the voice of Nemesis.
Well, who's Nemesis?
I'm thinking it's the bad guy in the Resident Evil game, but I don't know.
Oh,
does he run around saying stars for some reason? Vivian said, my mom had an emergency C-section for my sister, and it went so flawlessly, she did it for me too. A lot of times, too, after you have a C-section, they insist you have a C-section for your next birth. Captain Fake, I would know more about it.
Oh, Captain Fake also says, I do the C-sections, hysterectomies. They're surgeons as well. Wow.
That is so impressive.
You're so fucking cool.
Badass,
you are
Captain
cool. Can we be best? This is
me. Do you do guest spots on your D&D podcast? Oh, yeah. We've actually discussed this.
We were talking about that literally today. We're like, do they do guest spots on their D&D podcast? Because that would be so cool.
Scrolling.
Oh, also, maybe I'll just fly all the way out to Pennsylvania and be like, so can we talk about my my women problems? Okay.
Wow. The Snark says, Larry is quite the mixologist. Y'all should come over. We are going to fucking set a plan to do that.
I was looking at, I was looking at it. I was following all his posts he was doing during quarantine of like, quarantine drink of the day. Which is cool. MI over on YouTube says, hi, I'm Brit Newt. Hello. Wait, so you changed. Okay. Hold on.
You're just making shit up now, I think.
Oh, it says, hi, Brit Newt. Because Brit Newt shows up.
You just skipped over like 4 YouTube messages in the middle of a sentence.
You know why? It's because I'm fucking...
It's because you've been drinking Fireball.
Fireball.
You're tilted away from the camera again. You never stay centered.
Do what
MI says, if we had a producer, the show like had a producer to record, they would fire Robin. Like if we work for IGN and a Scaryish Podcast was an IGN product and they had us in a studio and they had a producer who was in charge of taking like all of our videos and all of our audio and taking everything, they would be like, she just doesn't cooperate ever. And that's how it feels to be the person that produces the show.
They wouldn't be drinking during the show.
No, they would totally let us drink.
No.
MI says...
On IGN. No way.
Absolutely.
No way.
MI says, LOL, the outlet thing reminded me of my mom and her siblings and them throwing pitchforks at each other in the barn. I've thrown darts at each other before.
Not pitchforks.
But pitchforks is fucking intense. Vivian says, I once almost put a metal knife in the toaster, but stopped myself because I remembered the Dumb Ways to Die song. It probably legitimately saved my life.
There's a song about dumb ways to die?
Apparently. MI says, rather their stories of that, it obviously wasn't there. Brittany says, hello everyone, I'm a bit late, sorry. That's where
MI says, hi Brittany. I got so confused there. My brain's not working.
Jenny says, in my life, in my life, if my life depended on solving puzzles, I would die. I hate escape rooms because they suck. LOL.
I really want to do one, like a real one.
Zelda has really trained me for escape rooms.
So let me read the next story.
Hang on.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick commercial break over there on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
So just bear with us. If you're not watching on Twitch, we totally understand, but we do this 60-second ad so that I can place it in the follow-up videos. Also, all our ads disappeared again for like the last 15 videos, so I'm going to have to go back and do that tonight. It's kind of a pain in the butt. All right.
Look at this pimple. Look at this nasty ass.
Show it to everyone on the ad break. All right. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I hate it.
If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you're not getting them. If you're a sub, you shouldn't be getting them. I checked. You shouldn't. Some people still do though. But it is.
I just had that YOLO song stuck in my head now.
Like from
YOLO means no. Isolate yourself and just roll solo. Be careful.
You ought to look out. Also stands for YOLO. Fucking Lonely Island is like the greatest. What do you call it?
Comedy music. What is it called? It's called
satire. It's the greatest satire band of all time, even over Weird Al. Yeah, I said it. What's up? It's a hot take from me during a commercial break. Lizzie B313 says, LOL, got my buddy convinced to add y'all. Hold on.
Aw, nice.
Thank you very much for that.
Let's see. Brian says, I'm not observant enough to solve puzzles. Oh, you already said that. No, hold on. If my life depended on me solving puzzle, I would take a nap so I could die in my sleep.
Wow.
What the fuck? Lizzie B says, Facebook is way off Twitch. Interesting.
Yeah. Twitch is usually much further behind than the rest of them. YouTube is usually the one that's the closest to actual, like, live. So.
ASB Bunny says, one of my best friends is born on Christmas and the other on the 29th of February. Wow. Oh, man, I can't imagine being born on the 29th of February.
Leave your baby.
Yeah.
If we have a kid and they're born on the 29th of February, I will only celebrate their birthday every 29th. I'll be like, you don't get a fucking birthday 3 out of 4 years. Deal with it.
That's messed up. Elizabeth Tree says, my birthday is December 27th. My son's is the 23rd and my daughter's is the 8th. Dang. That's a lot of like December, Christmas time babies.
My cousin has multiple kids. She has 3, I believe, and they're all born in June. Like really close to each other too. So they have a big party for them. All right, scrolling. We should be back from the ad break at this point.
Captain Fake Eye says, wait, do you want to come on my D&D podcast? Because yes.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yes.
We should do it.
Laura Ann says, yes, Robin, fly out to Pennsylvania. Let's see.
Lizzie B says, I'll be a guest on the show, LOL. Scrolling. Captain Fake Eye said to ASB Bunny. It's not important, but I want to. Yes, join me. Everyone's just yelling yes now, which is hilarious.
Y'all.
Brittany says, I've only done C-sections and ovaria hysterectomies too, but only in dogs and cats.
Oh, wow. Still, dude, that's really impressive. I mean, we had to, obviously, our dogs have been spayed, right? And when they spayed our Sheba, we had to take her back because there was something popping out of her stitches.
She chewed her stitches.
No, even when I got her back. When I got her back, there was a bump sticking out of her stitches.
She had chewed her stitches.
Before I even got her back?
Yeah. And I was the one that went to pick her up.
No.
And they gave her to me, and they took her back. I was in there, and I literally was messaging you. I found the pictures on my camera roll where I'm, like, super pissed off.
Vivian says, if anyone fired Robin from anything, I would riot.
Brian says, you can't fire Robin. She's the talent of the show. See, this is the shit that lets her always miss sound check.
Hell yeah.
If you had it in your contract that you had to be there for camera check and sound check, and if you missed it like 3 times in a year, you would be written up or dismissed. Robin would have been written up or dismissed 100 times because she has only made sound check and camera check 3 times since we started doing live shows.
I will admit I get away with a lot of stuff when it comes to the professional setting, and I'm not proud of it, but there has to be something about my personality.
It's because you're hot.
No, it's not.
She was over there at 6:24 when we were getting ready to go live, and I'm like, all right, I actually got her in for camera check. Immediately she rolled away because she's like, do I have to be here anymore? I'm like, no, you're fine. So she rolled away, and I was like, hey, can you turn off your computer so that I can get the sound check in the background so I can get like a baseline for the cars going by in the background so I can delete it and post. And she immediately starts giving me shit. Why? Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to turn it? I have 3 more fucking minutes. And I'm like, yeah, you have 3 more minutes until we're literally going live on the show. Like, she's like, okay, boss. I was like, don't call me boss. Like, she's like, what do you want me to say? Okay, master. I was like, how about just okay? Like, okay, and then you turn it off because you know that I'm not asking because I'm a dick. I'm just fucking asking because I need to get this stupid sound sample. Just unbelievable.
Captain Fake Guy says, I'm currently in my second year of fellowship for maternal fetal medicine. So basically just doing high-risk pregnancies. That's really freaking cool.
It's intense, too.
Captain Fake Guy also says, all OBGYNs do C-sections and other surgeries like hysterectomies. A lot of the coworkers that I have got hysterectomies when they were really young, and it's just crazy to me. Because one of my coworkers was like, if I didn't have a kid early, I wouldn't have a kid right now. Because I think they had it when they were like 30 something. I was so mind blown by it. And it's really scary, the idea of getting that done so young. It's like, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with adopting. I always tell Adam, like, I mean, if we can't have kids, then we'll just adopt one. Because one of his best friends is adopted, and he's all right. JK Lee, I love you.
This is actually how the conversations go. Like, are you going to leave me if I can't have kids? I'm like, no, we'll just adopt. She's like, really? I feel like you're going to leave me. I'm like, no, we'll just adopt. Like, my best friend is adopted, and he's fucking awesome. Why wouldn't I want to adopt? He's not awesome. He's kind of a piece of shit. I just say that to make her feel better. He's actually pretty awesome. He's
actually all right. Okay. I'm going to read my story. We'll finish up the chat later because it's 7:30, and we've only read 2 stories. Okay.
That's on you. That's on you.
No, it's not. It's
you
on
read a comment, and then you give us a fucking story about hysterectomies and C-sections.
God, why don't you okay?
I'll mark it.
All right, so I'm going to get into my next story here, and it begins, hey, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
I was just going to say something about R&R, but it's RNA.
I mean, you're 3 words in the story. Why not just take a detour already?
RNA. It's like there's DNA and then there's RNA. Anyway, Jaren and Amanda here again with some homegrown horrors. Feel free to read on the podcast. This is the podcast.
Indeed,
we're going to read it. So when I was 8, I had this strange dream that my family was visiting New York. My brother, dad, and I were in a really tall hotel just getting settled. I realized my mom wasn't there and went over to our room's balcony. By the way, this must have been a fancy-ass hotel, which is weird. We never stay in those because, money. Anyway, I looked down onto the street and saw everyone running to the left. I looked up and there was a chariot on fire in the sky that was making its way down to the street from the right.
That seems biblical in some ways.
There's got to be a reason for it. Like, you know what I mean? How dreams have interpretations? There has to be an interpretation for a fiery chariot in the sky. There was one person moving towards it. It was my mom. I was panicking and then fire started raining down. My dad and brother kneeled as if they were going to pray and then just died. So I did the same and woke up.
It's like you saw someone kneel, start praying, and then died. So you're like, I guess I'll do that too.
So now here's the Scaryish part. I remember this dream really well and was telling my mom about it one night a few years later. To my surprise, she said that she had a similar dream, but in her dream, we were all in New York, but she didn't know where my dad, brother, or I were.
This is creepy.
She was walking down the street and everyone was running in the opposite direction. She was calm and kept walking towards a chariot that was on fire in the sky, and then she woke up. We both were surprised and a little freaked. Those dreams lined up so well. My family jokes that my mom and I can never go to New York together or we'll trigger the apocalypse. Not scary, but 2 funny things that have happened to us in our current house. Our very first night in our house was July 1st. Literally nothing was going, which is funny. Is it July 1st? Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay.
This will come out on July 2nd, so right around there.
Literally nothing was going on in our area, and we were up late unpacking and getting our bed together so we could go to sleep. Insert likely sex joke from Adam.
Hot chicka wow wow. That's all I'll do.
Shortly after we fell asleep, like 30 to 45 minutes, I woke up because I heard the sound of a mortar leaving a tube. Fireworks, gotta be. Unfortunately for my husband, he did not hear that sound, so he woke up to the loud bang as the firework exploded right outside our bedroom window.
Second loud bang that night.
Seriously.
Boom.
Oh my God.
There's your sex joke.
Oh God. Okay. Damn it. The firework misfired and ended up exploding right outside our bedroom window on the 2nd floor. My husband woke up screaming, like Exorcist style, started screaming, and continued as he sat straight up.
I can just imagine it like the most high-pitched scream. I know it probably wasn't, but it's just so much funnier in my mind's eye that way.
Unrelated to that, a few months later, we were living there. We heard the doorbell ring repeatedly and a weird buzzing sound. We weren't sure what the buzzing was about, but we were a little irritated that someone would ring the doorbell repeatedly. We checked the front door and no one was there. We both got so freaked out because it was still going off and the buzzing was incessant. We checked the front door again and realized the doorbell ringer was so old and must have been hit earlier and then got stuck. The buzzing was the doorbell's creepy sound of electricity running through it. That's also not the only time that's happened. Each time it was after the doorbell was rung a few hours beforehand.
It's weird. It's weird that it takes several hours for that circuit to just start making that noise and then like repeating the doorbell over and over.
We were just discussing this at work today about how we have all the fire alarms decommissioned because they were screaming. Okay.
They're malfunctioning. We have made an appointment for them to be replaced. So
yes, but our fire alarms were freaking screaming and all my coworkers were like, why? What the hell is wrong with your fire alarm?
I would like to say that if something were to happen and Robin and I were to perish in flames due to a house fire that we were not alerted to, don't let anyone run with a story, especially other fucking paranormal podcasts like they dug too deep into the darkness and it came for them. Like, no, it was negligence. It was not that. It was the fact that we did not have fire alarms because we're stupid. I want everyone to fact check that shit.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, our fire alarms have had issues since we moved in. I mean, you guys have heard the story of the one that had a battery explode.
It's so funny.
It's just, I'm so sick of fire alarms screaming at me, right? So they're all decommissioned. And I just thought it was so funny. Anyway, the doorbell reminded me of the screaming fire alarms. All right, it continues. Side note, we just listened to episode 145 where Robin talked about Pike Place Market. Jaren and I live in Seattle area and I've been to Pike's numerous times. I had no idea that it was haunted. We had one of our first dates there. Oh, and got our engagement photos done at Pike's. That's so sweet. Including a few shots in front of the gum wall both times. Fun fact, they occasionally scrape off the old gum and let the people of Seattle rebuild it.
Gross.
They have
Imagine
the
having
technology.
that job.
Oh,
You just get handed like a fucking thing.
Scrape it off.
Start scraping.
Yep.
Here's this in a garbage bag.
Okay, it continues. I hope you guys don't mind, but we had 2 topic ideas.
Not at all.
We both really like the Halloween episodes where you read Edgar Allan Poe stories. We think that the Mask of the Red Death would be a great read like this. I think it's seriously underrated. It's seriously underrated story from Poe.
We considered it actually.
And then, oh really?
Yeah, me and Garrett talked about it quite a bit.
And then the Pacific Tree Octopus. My teacher in high school insists that it's real.
Oh yeah, I've heard about
and had
this.
us all do a project on it / them. I think it's pretty interesting. Shout out to Dr. Tim Fowler for bringing this stupid cryptid to life for a bunch of high schoolers. He's amazing and I really miss seeing him. Oh, that's so sweet. Hope that's not overstepping to suggest. No, that's great. Please don't feel obligated to do either. We probably will do the Mask of the Red Death if you guys were talking about it before.
We're definitely going to do the fucking tree octopus.
Thanks for always bringing some fun to our lives. Zaboomafoo is a damn lie. Keep on creeping on. A shout out to Spooky Mom, Amanda, and Jared. Thank you so... Or is it Jerome? Jaren? I'm going to assume it's Jaren. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate you guys sending your stories in because... I think that we can relate to some of these, right?
Absolutely.
Adam definitely appreciates screaming at the fireworks. But that's really scary.
It's
Imagine
so
hearing an
funny.
explosion, though, outside your window. You know what I mean? It's terrifying.
Sometimes creepy stuff happens or shocking stuff happens and like you just can't help it. And I know I would probably scream in a super high-pitched tone, so that's why I'm like, God, that's so fucking funny.
I scared Adam today. It was great.
But she doesn't do a normal scare. She doesn't do a jump scare. She does I'm going to stand here for as long as I can, being real fucking creepy and see how long it takes him to notice. And I'm in the
He turned back. That's what Adam did. It was just, it was hilarious that he was so terrified.
Hilarious. I get it, though. I scare Robin.
But he didn't scream.
No.
Unfortunately.
I didn't do the gasping, shaking thing that Robin does every time she's afraid either. So that's dangerous to do in a shower. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much one more time for sending that in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look over in stream chat. See what you folks had to say. I really enjoy that story. That was really funny.
Eric over on YouTube says, love you guys. Adam, do you understand Spanish?
¿Hablas español? No.
Adam doesn't speak any Spanish. When we went to Mexico,
everyone was so disappointed.
Everyone was so disappointed because he's the most Latin looking one and he can't speak any.
I think Steve is the most Latin looking one.
That's true,
They
too.
also asked him repeatedly if he spoke Spanish. All right. It's nice doing the show with you. Bye. Shannon says, just dropped in for a while to say hello. Hope you...
All I can think of is the line from 50 Shades where he's like, it's nice knowing me, huh? Bye.
Sharon says, hope you spooky friends are doing well and keeping safe. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for stopping by, Shannon. We appreciate that. Brian says, I thought everyone had heard the Monty Python Galaxy song until I found out that tons of people have never heard it. Also, some folks, I think it was Brian actually that said he had never heard the Dumb Ways to Die song. I've heard of it. I'm not sure if I've listened to it before. Lots of folks saying they want a guest spot on the D&D podcast, which is hilarious. Please message us all on Discord. That would be super awesome to do. One shot would be great. Gonna keep scrolling. Hey. Lisby says Robin is hot. She is. She just got her head up her own ass all the time. I'm kidding. I was hoping she'd walk in at that moment. I thought I heard her. Now that she didn't come in, it looks worse. Okay, gotta keep going. Lauren says, I want to be on a podcast, but I'm awkward as fuck and I would never know what to talk about. That's basically what podcasting is anyways. Vivian says, Robin is very spicy and I feel like she's one of the smartest dumbasses I've ever talked to. It's a good way to describe both of us. Brian says, I would be okay if my wife called me master. It's a slippery slope, man. Be careful. Carly says, all I've ever done is being a mom, basically, but it's for sure given me an ability to do late nights. LOL, I bet. Scrolling. You're letting the cat in? Really? Scrolling. Yesenia really like the smartest dumbass comment too. Britt Newt says, I love this cat, but this cat is such a pain in the butt. Do not let her drink water on the desk. She woke me up at 4 a.m. last night crying to come into this room so she could drink water off the desk when she has water elsewhere. Hello, kitty cat. Nope. Taking that right away.
Don't drink that either.
All right.
Hello.
I have a tail in front of some of the chat, but I'll keep trying to look.
What I missed?
Brian says, I literally have all, not really a whole lot, just a lot of chitter chatter. Brian says, I literally have all my villagers in Animal Crossing.
No, they're calling your character master, mainly because I didn't think it would let me do that. That's hilarious.
That is funny. Scrolling. Carrie Summer says, July 1st here. Yep, you want to talk, kitty cat? She's rubbing her face. That's going to show up in the audio. Adorably. It's like... all right. Liz, okay, let's go to Disney says, it was pretty high-pitched. I'm so glad you're here for
funny.
that. Liz Patrice says, I listened to Adam tell the true story of Silent Hill, so I watched the movie today after not seeing it in years. The little
nice.
Girl in the movie pretends to be a cat at the beginning. It freaked me out because my 2.5-year-old daughter pretends to be a cat and asks us to call her meow meow.
I think that's fucking adorable.
That is fucking adorable. All right, scrolling.
Our cat also asks us to call her meow meow.
Our cat just asks us to do things for her constantly. Sherry Sue says, we're celebrating my dad's birthday on Friday, 73. My birthday is July 13th, and I'll be 45 years young.
Nice. Happy early birthdays. Let's go to Disney. Let's go to Disney also says, also Jaron would like it known to all that he does indeed like Zaboomafoo and loved when Robin sang the song.
That's awesome.
Amanda hates the fuck out of that shit though.
I will say, I do sing that Zaboomafoo song a lot since I've actually heard it. The entire Zaboomafoo bit came from the fact that I'd never fucking heard of Zaboomafoo, and Robin and Spooky Sis broke out into song, and I'm like, what are you guys singing? And they acted like I was a broken person for never having watched it, so I was like, okay, if you're going to be dicks about it, it no longer exists, and I will, like, go to my grave with that. IMB Trainer said something, I want to scroll back. Takeaways that it's never too late, no good reason not to pursue your dreams, and to be honest,
Absolutely.
that 70-year-old breast cancer survivor has been an amazing motivation point for me. She has been if she can do what she's done, I can do what I'm trying to do, not going to let, in parentheses, insert struggle stop me.
Nice.
That is a really good thing. I really like looking up people who like succeeded later in life because I find it super inspiring. Like going around and just checking out people who didn't even start their current success until later in life is awesome, because a lot of people get pulled in different directions because you have responsibilities you have to adhere to. And by the time you actually have the capability of doing something different, so many people want to tell you like you're too old, and that's fucking bullshit. That is 100% lies. You can do whatever you want. Each day is a blessing, so make the most of it. Brian says, my mother-in-law lights candles and prays every morning when she blows out the candles. It sets off the fire alarm so often Definitely not a good sound to hear first thing in the morning.
We got sick of our fire alarms because it would be like 2, 4 in the morning, and it would be going off just screaming, and it would just stop randomly and then start and stop and start.
Resetting the system never did anything. Changing the battery.
Yeah,
never
my coworkers
did anything.
are just like, "Why you should change the battery?" And I'm
oh
like,
no shit!
We did.
Thanks for that advice. Duh. Lots of people reacting to the kitty cat.
She's very cute. She's also very needy. Let's see. Aw, MI over on YouTube says, love the kitty. I have 2 kittens right now. Aliens, if you ask me. Carrie says 3 kitties here. Yesenia says 6 kitties for me. ASB Benny says, what is the kitty's name? Her name is Arya. Or Arya. Arya?
Arya. Just like the character from Game of Thrones.
But I'm trying to think of how she says it in that show, because she says like Arya. Arya. She doesn't say
show?
Game of Thrones. She says like
Arya.
Arya. Like
I am Beef Trainer says to me that at I'm What's for Dinner, aka Brian on YouTube, is getting the stink eye for his master comment, which is hilarious.
Elizabeth Tree says Talipo.
MI says I'm leaving out hope for one of my stories this week.
Nice.
LMAO holding out hope. How did I even come up with leaving out? I don't think we have it. The one that's coming up is from Jay. Let me check Outlook because I'm not sure. I just want to check really fast and see what's in the queue. Because we are low on stories.
You are cute.
Thanks.
Cute.
I'm not sure. This actually might be it right here. Nope, it's not. Yeah, I'll check the queue after this and see which ones we have for me that are outstanding because we're almost caught up. And we'll see if maybe one of them just didn't get forwarded over. So
Brian says, my wife and I have 1 cat and 1 demon that assume the shape of a kitten. MI also says, I have 6 or more barn cats and 2 kittens. They are my cow cats. They do all the chores with me on the ranch. Aww. Laura Ann says, Arya. Yes, that is our cat name. Yeah, see, Carly gets it. Carly understands. Because how she says it's like Arya.
Arya Stark.
Yeah, it's like there's no Arya. It's Arya.
It's Arya. All right, Brian says there are 11 to 12 barn cats outside. Your bottle's totally in the way. The only time we can pet some of them are when they're too busy eating to run away. That's hilarious. Carrie says, low on stories. I better start writing. LOL.
We do plan a giveaway, not necessarily for stories, but we are going to be running a giveaway this month?
Yeah, July.
For a few of the Patreon exclusive keychains that we have. So we'll make a post for it and stuff like that, but it's going to be one of those like, comment, share.
We haven't done one
giveaways.
in a while. We kind of want to see how many folks are still willing to participate because we used to have like really good interaction. We're like, why haven't we done one of those in a while?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's because we don't want to bug our listeners too much, but it always helps the numbers when you folks share. And we're debating about like what prizes we want to give. Definitely like the Patreon exclusive things. But that's not to say that patrons can also participate, even though they probably have them already. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a good one. We'll announce it on the next topic episode. So, all right. I think I'm going to go ahead and read our final story of the evening. It's 7:48.
This very evening.
I am so sweaty because it's hot in here. Let's check. Just to be totally transparent. Am I pitting out? Oh, it's not that bad. I thought it was going to be just like dark red. Glad the seams didn't pop.
I know. One of the seams popped earlier because I was tying up my hair. Ugh. I don't think there's a hole back there.
It'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're beautiful. All right.
You're beautiful. It's true.
It's a creepy song, I think. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. I think it is.
I saw your face.
Yeah, it is.
In a crowded place.
Sounds like a stalker singing to someone who's like watching between crowds. It's like they're in love with them, but they've never met them. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
But I'm leaving. Wait, and I'm leaving?
No, I don't know. And I'll never be with you.
Oh yeah, that's the words.
Margaret, here we go.
Who sings that song?
I don't know. This is supposed to be a show called Storytime, Robin. Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm going to move into our last story of the evening, and this subject is my first experience with sleep paralysis. And it starts out like this. Hello, Adam and Robin. Hello.
Hello.
Fellow former Las Vegan here. I submitted a story a while back about the light switches being wired together. Yes. I fucking love that story.
Adam, and I love that story.
That is the perfect story for like creepy coincidental. Something scared you, but it turned out
that is literally our bar for what is creepy coincidental. Because that story is the reason why when we ask for stories, we're like, it could be creepy and coincidental. It's because of that story.
That story is so fucking funny. Okay. So they sent in the story a while back about the light switches being wired together, and my brother and I kept turning on each other's lights throughout the night, but didn't know it at the time. This story is a bit different and just happened 2 nights ago. Apologies, if this story is a little long, but I hope you enjoy it. This story is about the first time I experienced sleep paralysis, and it happened twice in one night. Without giving away too much detail, I was on call this week for my work, and part of that is waking up in the middle of the night for live sporting events.
Wait, what? What is your job? I want to know.
I think they're going to tell us a little bit later.
Okay.
Earlier in the week, I bought an indoor camera, and at some point I received a notification from the camera to my phone. In parentheses, video attached to the email. I've watched the video already. For the listeners, what I saw in the video reminded me of an orb floating by. Kind of like what you would see in a paranormal show. That's exactly what it looked like. It's normally people are like, oh, it's a dust mote. But it does this thing where it moves. It doesn't just float on like a draft. It just seems to adjust its trajectory.
What do you think about the cat's haunted butthole?
I think that is just dust. It's not a haunted butthole.
But it looks like it comes out of the cat.
No, it doesn't. It just crosses in front of the cat's butthole and then approaches the camera.
Really?
It's not a haunted butthole. Can't believe you actually brought this up in the middle of this wonderful story.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that video is it's just funny. I mean, it looks like there's something coming out of the cat.
Okay.
Just saying. If you haven't seen it, just look it up.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
All right. The email continues. Now, I don't believe it was actually anything besides dust or something that triggered my camera, but my head immediately went to one of those paranormal orbs in my apartment. Fast forward to that night. I had woken up for a sporting event, but I was really tired, so I checked. Everything was good at the start, and then I went back to sleep. I couldn't fall asleep right away, but I eventually entered what seemed like a very light sleep, as I could still hear my fan blowing. While laying in my bed half asleep, I started hearing what sounded like whispering coming from behind me, but I would like to point out that I live alone. Immediately after, I felt the bed moving like someone was crawling in.
No.
And then I felt an arm wrap around me like it was the big spoon.
No.
My eyes opened and I was staring at my wall while still feeling like I was being held by whatever was there. I tried to speak, but nothing besides breath came out. I tried to move, but nothing happened.
That is some sleep paralysis right there.
My mind went straight to, okay, I know what is happening and I need to wake up.
Yep.
So with all the force I could and what felt like all the muscles in my body, I tried to move and eventually I could feel my fingers wiggle. I broke out of the paralysis and looked around and didn't see anything. I am the kind of person that loves to have scary dreams at night because I find it entertaining, and if things get too intense, I know it's a dream and can wake myself up. When this happened, I was pretty creeped out, but I knew it was a dream, and some mild sleep paralysis. I was still too tired, so I pretty much just tried to go back to sleep.
My sister, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but there was one time, she loves to sleep on the couch downstairs at her house. She rarely sleeps in her bed, at least before, when I used to live with her still. And she lived alone before me, too. But she would sleep on her couch when she lived by herself. And she would have the TV on in the background or whatever. There was one night or one afternoon, she came home from school or something, and she took a nap on the couch. And her face was facing the inside of the couch. And she said she was starting to fall asleep, and she started seeing shadows walking across, like on the couch. You can see the shadows moving across the room on the couch, and she could hear people talking. And she was like so freaked out by it. I don't know if she'll listen to this, but when she told me that, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I really want to move
and
in
now
there
now that my grandma's passed away in there, I'm even more scared of ghosts. I'm just like, what if her house is actually haunted? You know what I mean? It's
the house
terrifying.
does seem to have some events that have happened in it prior.
Really?
I'm just saying, based off of the two things you just said.
Okay.
She's like, really?
No,
Did you feel something?
Yeah,
no, I just heard your words.
Just because I've had weird stuff happen and it turned out to be coincidences. So
I will keep going.
Okay.
Excuse me, my voice keeps cracking nowadays. I will keep going. I will keep going. I don't know what it is. It's because my voice is all fucked up. What?
I will say your voice is not that low. You don't have one of those deep...
Your voice is not that low.
I love you.
All right. I once again entered a light sleep, but this time it seemed like my eyes were open or something because I was able to see my room. The way I was facing if you hear like things clinking in the background, that's Robin's ice cubes as she continues to drink Fireball straight. This chick is hardcore.
No, it's not.
The way I was facing in my room, I was
like
able to see from the bedroom into the dark kitchen in the next room. While laying there with my eyes open, I started seeing motherfucker. God, I hate this road we live next to. It's so annoying. Just don't. Take my good arm. Just looks hilarious. You're not even looking at the camera, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, because my hand.
Put your hand back where it was. On my shoulder, Jesus Christ. Take my good arm. All right. Shout out to Curse Wolf who donated 100 bits. We love you. Thank you. Gonna market. Gonna try and start this over without like
so subdued
in the background.
Thank you so much, Meadows, for donating.
Always. Oh yeah, that wasn't subdued. While laying there with my eyes open, I started seeing something. No. Let's back it up one more sentence. The way I was facing in my room, I was able to see from the bedroom into the dark kitchen in the next room. While laying there with my eyes open, I started seeing something moving in the kitchen.
Okay.
Whatever it was started moving towards me and coming into the room. I couldn't really make out what it was, but it looked like an older lady from what I remember.
I'm just thinking of that scene from
The Shining?
It Part 2, where the old lady's like stepping out of the shadows type of thing.
It walked next to my bed and stopped at a window right by my bed that has my clothes hamper underneath. It looked like it was staring at my hamper, and while that was happening, I once again tried to talk, but nothing came out. It slowly started to look over at me, and then it started moving towards me and climbing on my bed.
It was judging your laundry
It's getting
habits.
super sexy. This time, I was pretty creeped out, but again knew what was happening and forced myself to move and wake myself up. I woke up completely, and nothing was there, so I just thought it was another dream and went back to sleep for a third time.
Jeez.
This time, I woke up to my alarm clock to get ready for work that morning. I enjoy a good ghost story, and I would love to go somewhere haunted and experience something paranormal, but at the end of the day, I am pretty skeptical about it all. I didn't think it was ghosts or anything, and I knew that sleep paralysis can be caused by getting a bad night's sleep, which I was, because I had to wake up for work. It was pretty creepy, though, and I had never experienced it before. The hallucinations really gets you in that state, and it's pretty crazy what your mind thinks up. Pausing. It is not just creepy the fact that you're having hallucinations, it's that you have them while fucking paralyzed. You can't speak, you can't move, you can't defend yourself, and you're hallucinating is typically terrifying
The
shit.
thing I always freak out about is when I'm trying to scream. I'm trying to scream and my mouth is opening, but nothing comes out.
I dream that every time your mouth opens. I put that demon on you.
God damn it, babe. But like, I've had it where I've screamed and screamed and screamed and nothing came. Shut up!
And nothing came out.
And it's just, you can feel the air trying to leave your lungs, and no sound comes out. And I think
it's like your vocal cords are paralyzed.
Yeah, and those instances have always scared me when that happens.
Yeah.
I know if that happens, I'm like, either this is a horrifying dream or sleep paralysis.
It's the feeling of being completely helpless, and it sucks. The hallucinations really get you in that state. I read that. I hope to not experience it again, and I haven't since so far, but what an experience it was. I think subconsciously, this all probably started because of the video with the orb, probably just dust, that made me think of the paranormal, and because I was in that light sleep, my mind/body played tricks on me. That's all for this story, and once again, sorry that this was so long. I hope you enjoyed it, and this can be shared on the podcast.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for your
much for
time,
sharing it.
Scaryish Fan. Well, thank you, Scaryish Fan, for sending that in. And again, setting the bar really high on stories because I thought that was fucking fantastic. And honestly, sleep paralysis is probably one of the most common things we get written about because I think it is far more common than the rates that you see about it, like being like 5 to 10% or something like that. I feel like half the people at least that I've ever met or talked to about it have experienced sleep paralysis at one point or another. And most of them that say like, oh yeah, I've never had it, eventually do get it. So it's definitely something that's been around for as long as like human beings have like had dreams, which is why I think there's so many stories about like old hag syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this story has an old lady in it. So don't know why that is such a common theme with sleep paralysis, but you really got to wonder what the hell are dreams? What the hell is sleep paralysis? Because in the end, like, we don't fucking know.
Sometimes you just get like these horrifying ones, and my most recent one was the one I've told on the podcast, I think before, where it was just like, we were both in a hotel room and some creepy, terrifying creature it was like a maid, but a terrifying, creepy maid pushed a cart in and then started turning into this demon that was coming closer and closer. It was fucking terrifying.
Which hotel was that? Which vacation was that?
It wasn't on a vacation. We weren't on a vacation.
Oh, it was a dream?
It was a dream. It was or a night terror, whatever. It was terrifying.
Right on. Well, thank you one more time, Scaryish fan, for sending that in. And yeah, we hope to hear from more of you if you have stories similar.
Yeah.
A lot of times you hear a story and you're like, fuck, I just remembered something.
Yes.
Write it in.
Yeah, write it in. Stop right now. Maybe if you don't want to stop, you don't have to. Type
Are
while
you
you're
driving on the
this.
freeway right now? Lock up those brakes, get out your phone, and write us that email.
No, don't fucking do that. That's bad advice. Just hopefully wherever you're getting to go, when you get to wherever you're going, just take some time out of your day and just take some time out of your day and type a story, your experience into us, because we would love to be able to share it with the rest of the Spooky fam. And if you're someone who is afraid to share it because you're like, oh, no one believes me, this is dumb, I'm sure there are a lot of spooky friends out there that are people that can relate to you, that have experienced things like this. I mean, if you've been with us the entire time, you know there are lots of stories out there and lots of people that have experienced strange instances or hilariously coincidental instances.
That's the fireball talking now.
And hilariously coincidental instances. Hilariously coincidental instances. And we would love to share those with the rest of the Spooky fam.
Indeed. So thank you one more time. All right, let's look over in Stream Chat, and then let's get Marbles on Stream fired up. Carrie Sumner over there in YouTube says, I have a very special story about my dad who passed about 18 months ago. Just a bit sad, so have to rev myself for it. Totally understand.
Yeah, totally.
Those are like the hardest ones to share.
Yes,
so
absolutely. Especially when it's someone like your mom or dad. It's really it's hard to share.
Take your time, build up to it, and when you feel good about it, send it our way.
Brian says, if I ended up with an extra keychain, I will use them to bribe more people into listening to the pod.
Nice. First taste is always free.
Brian says, the stories with real, raw emotion in them are always so memorable. Absolutely.
Brian says, I look forward to hearing your story to Carrie, which is nice to see. And MI also says that as well.
He says, Brittany, you're amazing. I would love to talk about it sometime. I actually have an older textbook that I just started reading out of curiosity about being a veterinarian, I assume. MI says, I sent in my sad story already. Dead boyfriend, not really happy, rainbows and kittens story. Oof. Greasy says, all buttholes are haunted.
It's true, man.
Carly says, maybe the cat pooted and the dust was blown by it. That's hilarious. I've been sitting on the floor with our corgi. I was like doing laundry and our corgi was on the floor with me, and I totally heard her fart. It was like the cutest little fart, but when animals fart, it's hilarious.
Mad Worldbot said to Carly, would it be all right if I got Robin and Adam's Discord ID in the server? I'm Malum. She's the Robin
Yeah,
Grace.
I'm the Robin Grace. I don't ever really go into Discord. I should
Discord's
go into
my
Discord
domain.
more. Yeah, Adam's all about that Discord. The only Discord I really check is the one with the twins.
We plan out conventions and shit.
Yeah, we plan out our conventions for the year and stuff like that.
Carly said Malum and the Robin Grace.
Yeah, we do a lot of planning in that other Discord server. So it's just something I don't spend too much time in Discord because I will fall down the rabbit hole that is all the chat.
She spends a ton of time in Discord. In different Discords that she's like trading and buying and selling pins. So she can't spare time for the one that we have.
Shut
for
up!
Shit. All right. Yesenia says, I really need to send my stories in, but I'm so shy.
Don't be shy. Listen, we're on episode 167 of Storytime. That is at least 300 stories, right? That's at least 300 stories. That's at least...
That's 1,000 stories.
Holy fuck.
4 per minimum.
That's... Okay, well
also, the first 100 had 6.
That's at least 300 people that have shared their experiences. So don't need to be shy because
1,000.
No, because there's repeat story, like repeat writers.
Okay, someone can do the math on that.
But yeah, so don't be shy. I'm sure everyone would appreciate hearing your experiences as well.
MI says, I can't wait to send in my grandma's UFO story. It's wild and kind of funny. I've been waiting to send it in until another one of my stories is read. Message us and let me know which story you're waiting for so I can go back and check. Because I want to see, because I don't know if it's in there. And I think it might have just either gotten hit the spam because like I was sending it, like copying and pasting and sending it, or what happened with it. Or we've already read it and maybe just didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the case. But I will say this to the people watching live right now. We are very low on stories. So if you have stories that you're like, oh, I should really send that sooner or later, please do send it. It's part of the reason why we alternate into pasta times, because we do get a lot fewer story times sent our way than we used to, which is another reason why we're going to run the July thing. our numbers continue to grow when it comes to viewership and listenership, which is great. But most of our new viewers are very reluctant to send in their fucking stories. Don't know why. Just something that statistically happens. So we're trying to not get to a point where we won't have Storytime episodes.
Yeah.
Another reason why it's always good to bring in your friends and get them to start listening, because then your friends bring in more friends and so on and so forth. But if you have a story you're like holding off on sending, please feel free to send it in. I will scroll a little bit more, and then I'm going to go ahead and boot up Marbles on stream.
MI says, Yesenia, I have bad anxiety, and honestly, it's so weird, but it totally calms it, and it's fun to hear the story to be read. It's like nervousness at first, and then so much fun.
Also, we're not assholes. We're never going to judge your story.
I mean, I know there's people out there that are like...
I've listened to other shows.
Where they make fun of the people that are writing the stories, or just like treating them like shit. And it's like, I'm sorry, this person took their time out of their day to send you something that they experienced. I get it that you think maybe their story is bullshit, but like at least Adam is like, "I'll take this with a grain of salt," or whatever, you know what I mean? But you're not like, "That's fucking dumb," or "That's ridiculous," you know what I mean? And at least for me, I want to believe in all the weird stuff that happens, and I think people experience strange things. Like, I was hanging out with a snark the other day, and we were talking about how Teslas, that one video posted by the person with the Tesla, went to a cemetery, and they saw like the people on the little Tesla tablet walking around in this empty cemetery
on the monitor that like picks up movements
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I want to believe in weird things like that.
I think Captain Pega is already gone, but in case not, thank you for joining us, and good night.
Yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, so don't be afraid to send in your stories, because we're not here to shit on you. We're just here to I don't know, I guess be there with you with your story and experience it just like you did in a way that we can, where we're reading it. But yeah, and we appreciate everybody that sends their experiences in, because one, you're putting yourself out there. Two, you make it so that we can make these shows like this. So we really couldn't do it without all you spooky friends.
Indeed. Shout out to L Bailey 8377 who just followed us over there on Twitch. We appreciate that.
Sorry, I'm talking so much.
She does it every time you guys make her take the 6 drinks all at once. The episodes always run long. We read one thing. Robin talks for 5 minutes. I try and talk for a minute, and she gets mad at the end of the episode when I'm like, "Wow, you really monologued a lot." She's like, "I don't know what the fuck to say." She never says that, actually. Brian says, "It's actually an honest question. Every time I hear something about comas, I wonder that, but I don't know anyone who's been in a coma to ask about it."
I feel like if you woke up from a coma, you would be exhausted because your body is tired, because you haven't been walking around, you haven't really been eating, you haven't been doing things you normally would if you were awake and living your day-to-day life. Maybe you're well rested, but your body is going to be so tired, right? It's gotta be, because you gotta start walking, you gotta start doing a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, that's for long-term comas, right? I'm not talking about like being medically induced into a coma for a couple days. Obviously, like, I'm talking about much more long-term situations, but who knows? I have never been in a coma, so.
Yeah, this is in reference to a story that MI sent in regarding the coma that they were in. They're discussing that a little bit on YouTube, so. We have a ton of chat to go, and honestly, we're never going to catch up, especially with Robin monologuing so much tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up Marbles on stream and just scroll to the bottom. If anyone had a question that they really asked us that was urgent or they really wanted to know, go ahead and ask us again. And I apologize for missing some of the chat. A lot of it was between you folks, you guys just talking to each other. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We like to participate in those. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom. We didn't miss a whole lot. Lots of folks encouraging each other to send in stories, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and boot up the game.
Cool. Let's see. Yesenia over there says, "I'll work on my stories for sure." Nice. Glitch says,
"Nice.
Send it. If anyone here shits on any story while I live, I have a hammer. I got y'all."
Thank you.
Because I mean, that's why we have amazing moderators like Glitch, who can just ban people that are full of fucking
I was gonna go ahead
trolly
and
shit.
Toss out a quick hot take right there. Glitch is more dedicated to this show than Robin.
What the fuck? Excuse me? Are you serious right now? You stupid
Glitch
shit.
would show up for the fucking sound check every week.
Out of here, you stupid.
Glitch has shown up for like every live show we've ever had, including like random fucking live streams where I'm testing the show, like every single game stream except for one when it overlapped with his D&D game, and even then he let us know in advance that he wasn't going to make it. So shout out to Glitch. You suck. The you
Are you
suck
saying
for
you
Robin.
suck to me, you stupid dickhead? God.
Well, I mean, you're already on your phone, so.
I'm going on Twitch.
Sure you are.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right. Go ahead and type in !vote. What the fuck? There we go. For the track you would like to race. It just wasn't popping up. !vote space, then the number that corresponds to the track.
Also, you guys know we still have a monthly goal. If we reach our monthly goals, we will do a cooking stream.
We're only $179 away, and this is the last day of June. Oh my god,
it's the last day of June. I know we haven't been pushing our donation goal for the month, but maybe we'll save it for next month where we have the giveaway and all that stuff. But if we do reach the goal, this episode we'll do an extra cooking stream sometime in the next couple weeks.
So I just typed an !vote 19 to Summit 1G's chat because I clicked the wrong.
Summit 1G?
It's just a really super cool, mentally positive dude who streams Grand Theft Auto and other shit. And I'm just like, man, we got a lot of chat going on right now. That's not our channel.
You're such a dumb.
It's like a bunch of people must have joined and I didn't even notice.
MI says, yeah, my Twitch still won't work. That sucks. Hopefully you can join us sometime.
It's so annoying, man. Twitch is such a pain in the ass. What are you looking at?
Reading the fucking chat,
Why are you trying to steal my homework? Why are you so mean?
Why are you so mean?
I'm not. I asked you a question. You just start yelling at me and call me bitch.
You are a bitch, that's why.
I hate you so much.
No,
all right.
That's not how you spell vote.
Vite! Vite 43.
Let's see. Scroll up. I want to see more stuff.
Fudge you.
Okay.
All right. There you go. It's all stuff we've already read. Why am I scrolling up?
I just want to read.
You already read this stuff?
Carrie says, I'm a repeat story sharer.
We appreciate that.
Brian says, I'm going to hop on the Twitch for marbles. Hopefully it's not being super laggy anymore. Hopefully not. Oh, they're talking about the coma that I want to save for the actual story. Someone said I sent my story in while tipsy. I am sorry. Who's that? Scroll up. Glitch. Oh.
So I remembered was like, screw it, I am sending it. Glitches will be on next week, so I was checking out what we have in store. So look forward to that.
Nice.
Currently, the track in the lead is A Leap to Remember. It has 7 votes, which means it's almost certainly going to be our track.
Good night, Yesenia. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good night. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, average time to complete this track for normal people, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. World record,
what's abnormal?
1:40. Average time, I don't know what abnormal is, but for the spooky friends, average time is 2:14. We do it 3 seconds slower, and 3 Deep Gaming holds the record with 1 minute and 48. So let's go ahead and jump in there and get ready for the race. This is a new season. All the points have reset. Yep, just let me chat. There we go. !play to get your marble.
On stream.
On stream.
And I see that there's 30 of you out there, so we should get like 30 marbles.
There's 33 folks watching on all channels combined. Currently, I don't know how many, probably like 20 over there on Twitch. We only got 12 of you so far in. Robin, are you in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool. All right, we're up to 14. I'm going to start the 60-second countdown right now. !play to get your marble on stream.
Mad World Bot says, !play Xbox X, Xbox One X. I wish I could get the new Xbox, but I can't afford it. It'd be really cool to have and impossible to get right now, but it'd be really cool to have it. I think even the digital version would be nice because we already have disc Xbox Ones, you know?
Everything they release that I really want will almost always be released on PC as well. At some point, the technology will outpace the current PC I have, but I got a 2080 Super in this thing, and if they weren't so GD and expensive, I'd either replace it with a 3080 or SLI two 2080s together, so I might just wind up sticking with PC and not pick up a new console for this current generation. They made it so goddamn hard to buy one, and scalpers pick everything up and sell it for an increase like $250. So I'm just like, I'll play on my PC, whatevs. All right, we got 14 marbles. So
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was thinking Game Pass because you can just play all the games on Game Pass.
I got Ultimate Game Pass, and you get so much shit for free. It's unbelievable. Shout out to Microsoft.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, bump. Right now, I'm Westford Inners in the lead, but this will change pretty dramatically once we see who gets out of the thing first. Glitch looks like they're in the lead. Lizzie B, Sherry Sue, I'm Westford Inner, Carly, The Snark, Lisbeth Tree, Chunkster, and Laura Ann following. So we're going to watch the spirals and then the jump into the funnel to see who winds up getting there first. After that, there's a lot more obstacles to come, so strap on. Brittany is taking off, so happy 4th of July. Stay safe, Brittany. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, Glitch is the first one to make the jump. So far, so good. Made it through. I think everyone is, I'm like Lasty, bringing up the rear. Everyone so far is safe, and no one has fallen off. Looks like Elizabeth Tree is in first place after the fan blade.
It looks like a pencil sharpener.
It does. After the fan blade gave some folks some difficulty. You can see 3D Gaming's Ghost Ball in the front, showing the record-setting pace. IMB Trainer said, I will not be denied, and cruised right through. Chunkster has fallen off at some point. Didn't notice it, but we did see the notification. Laura Ann and Lizzie B are now in first and second place, zigzagging around all these slowly pulsating rods.
You know me and my pulsating rods. I love them.
Do you? Scooching back as we watch folks enter the, I guess this is like a bowl / funnel. Laura Ann is, again, the first one to get through it. ASB Bunny is now the person bringing up the rear. I think they are stuck on the fan blade, which is unfortunate. Lots of folks just hanging out down there, but I'm What's for Dinner is going to be the first person out. Again, zigzagging. These are not slowly pulsating rods. These are like fiercely throbbing rods. Oh my God, did I just come from last to first? I think I did. Congratulations, me. And then Lizzie B for taking second place.
Any of you folks out there listened to the emo band from first to last? If you listen to dubstep and have listened to Skrillex, Skrillex is the lead singer of From First to Last. And I don't know why. I really liked that music back when I was younger. But I don't know who has ever heard of that band anymore because it was like 10, 20 years ago. Oh my God.
So when folks are saying, what, I just died, it's because you are trying to navigate through the field of pulsating rods and were launched off. This can also make you win if you somehow get launched into the bucket.
Like you?
But that did not happen. No, I just wound up not running into any of the rods. But Lizzie B, you're going to be the one that collects the reward. So go ahead and type in ! merch. Click on that link and then go to Robin's Kawaii Corner. Find a Scaryish themed sticker. And then let us know by emailing or messaging us on any of our social medias. Hey, this is the one I want. And hey, here's a mailing address. You can send it. All right, I get 5 points for that victory. Wish we had more so I can get more, but we don't have more, so I only get 5. Lizzie B's at 3, and you can see how that all shook out for everyone else as this was the first race of the season. Let's get voting on the next one. Lizzie B says again, yeah, you can win multiple times. There's multiple stickers. Why not? All right, get your votes in for the next track. No, I don't want to use an emote.
Da, 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 da.
Like it's like time for a Skrillex tangent because I used first or last to first.
You know what? Okay.
You know what?
You know what?
I'm waiting for you to tell me what.
ASB Bunny says, wait, does that mean I've heard Skrillex live? You have? I have never seen Skrillex in person. Even though they actually played out here in Vegas multiple times, I never saw them, which is annoying, but that's fine.
Also, shout out to L. Bailey. And no, I already read that. Why not? Shout out to L. Bailey 8377 again for following us. It was just so appreciated.
Glitch says, if you're not first, you're last.
It's true.
I want to go fast. The Snark says, Adam, let's play Dark Alliance.
You know, I really need to get back to Baldur's Gate 3. They added in a giant content patch, including druids, which I really want to play, as you know, because you DM'd the one-shot where I was a druid.
Oh my God. ASB Bunny got to see From First to Last back in 2009. You know what's sad about that is like Sonny Moore, the lead singer from First to Last, aka Skrillex, had to get like vocal cord surgery because it's Screamo, right? And so he had to get vocal cord surgery, and then I think they broke up after that because he couldn't sing anymore. It was
That's
really
so sad.
But yeah, so that's why he became a DJ.
Fear of Heights is our number one track right now. It's only at 4 though, so I'll let it scroll one more time before we go ahead and go.
What? Even Glitch saw them live once? Y'all, I can't even. I'm jelly.
Y'all, what was everyone's first concert? Mine was Pennywise at the Riviera in Chicago.
Mine
They fucking rock.
Mine was Oh, what is that? It sounds like Pennywise, but it's not Pennywise. It is
Penny Lane.
Penny Lane. Yes, that my first
I just made up a name that was a Beatles song. I did not expect it to be correct.
My first concert was either Penny Lane or Reliant K. I can't remember which one.
Your sister talks about the Reliant K concert.
Yeah, we were really young. We went to this Reliant K concert. It was really fun. It was open air. It was in a park. It wasn't super duper duper crowded. I mean, not a lot of people like Reliant K, but we loved Reliant K. We listened to it every morning to school because shout out to Feedback, my friend Logan. He was super fun, and his mom was absolutely amazing. We went to school together every single day, and we would listen to Reliant K in the car. It was just fun. I don't know. So Reliant K is one of those bands that will always have like a special place in my heart.
Which says 94 Metallica, no lie. LOL. Nice. My first concert, I was 15. My friend had just gotten his license, and we're like, we're going to go see fucking Pennywise. All right. Fear of Heights is going to be our last track of the evening. Average time to complete it, 2:10. Ding a Dong AF holds the world record with 1:11. Locally, it takes us 2:16 to finish it. Sacred Infinity holds the record at 1:22. So let's jump in there. All right, Lizzie B. I'm trying to see where
Lizzie B says my first concert was Rhythm Nation with Janet Jackson. I was 9.
My next was Lollapalooza 92 in LA.
Wow. ASB Bunny says my first concert was Play School, which was an Australia kids program that toured. That's pretty cute. Sherry Sue says my first was Kenny Rogers. Nice. And I met him in person after I was diagnosed with breast cancer. That is really awesome. Cool that he actually went out of his way to see you. That's really neat.
All right, we got the 14 marbles in the stream. In the race, I should say, that we had last time. So if we get 15, that means we finished with more in the second race than we did in the first race.
I almost says mine was Andrea Bocelli. Nefcore says Metallica and Korn. Don't remember a lot, though. Chunkster says mine was Starfield when they came to our church. That was way back in 2010, I think. Hold on, let me type in exclamation point play here so I can be a part.
And mine says, Skrillex Live is the shiz, so good. Saw him in like 2015 on the beach at Hangout Fest.
Damn, jelly.
That was so much fun.
I wish I could have gone to see Skrillex. So jealous.
This is a really creepy looking track because it's like an elevator and then some tentacle stuff, which I'm kind of into, but it kind of makes me feel odd. And then a big old bowl.
When I hear big old bowl, I think weed.
Of course you do, Mrs. I've never done drugs, never. All right. MI says, my first concert was Leonard Skinner. I think I was like 8. Man, I used to listen to a lot of Skinner when I was in like middle school and probably my first 2 years of high school.
Does it count if my parents hired like a Vietnamese singer, like a popular Vietnamese singer to sing at my grandpa's birthday? Does that count as a concert?
No. Okay. Private showing, I think, is different. Like concert experience is very like unique, you know?
Okay.
But I mean, that sounds really elitist, so fudge you. Does it count if I like hire Tony Bennett to sing to me every time I'm in an elevator? No, it doesn't. It's not a fucking concert.
Tony Bennett would never do that. He's classier than singing to someone in an elevator every single day.
He would do it if you paid him enough, probably.
I believe that. No, Sherry Sue.
Oh yeah. Okay, Sherry Sue and Carly are engaged in an epic race. Although the tracks are about to diverge in a very weird way.
Battles of history.
Mad World and Chunkster have both fallen off along with I'm What's for Dinner. Carly is in the lead, and Carly is like way ahead of that record-setting pace, although Sacred Infinity somehow skipped over that ramp, and that is how they set that pace.
Wait, what did the Snark say?
We will not.
Oh my god, the Snark's never been to a concert.
What?
You
go to so many shows, though.
No, you have to go to a concert. ASB Bunny says,
I died, by the way.
I also went to heaps of Soundwave concerts as a teen, which was a music festival with many rock bands like Nine Inch Nails, Slipknot, etc. When Vans Warped Tour was a thing, always wanted to go to a Vans Warped Tour. I always told myself, like, one day I'm going to go to a Vans Warped Tour when I'm old enough. And then they stopped doing them. I was like, what the French toast? No.
Congratulations, I Am Beef Trainer. You have finished first in the race. Carly says they've never been to a concert. Someone said Fred Durst grabbed them, so they grabbed his balls twice. What? As Lizzie B.
Lizzie B says, I saw Summer Sanitarium, which was like Metallica, and Linkin Park, and... Oh, that's the grabbing Fred Durst's balls. Let's see. The Snark says, Robin, that's some crazy rich Asian shit. I mean, my grandpa has a lot of kids, so they all pitched in to hire Finium. I don't know if you know who Finium is. She is She was very, very, very popular when I was younger. And I don't think Vietnamese singers cost as much as American singers at all. I think they're a lot cheaper. I bet they only paid a couple thousand.
And Beatrice says, "Oh shit, I placed first." Yep, you
Let's
sure
see.
did. Laura Ann right now is trying to beat that encroaching wave of death. I am Trainer still in first place. I tapped 1 instead of 0, so that's why that happened. You're gonna finish though before the blue wave hits.
You know, I feel really bad. What is that band? We always get like tickets or free tickets or opportunities.
Fits in the Tantrums.
We always get opportunities
We've
to go
had
see
tickets to them
Tantrums.
twice,
and we are
not
just
gone.
like, do you want
I'd
to
rather
go? It's
stay
like,
home
nah,
tonight.
I'd rather stay home. And
They
sometimes
play
I pay for
BlizzCon,
tickets.
and we're like, "Fuck it, I'd
rather drive home." It's so funny because poor
We were
Fits in the
so
Tantrums.
so exhausted.
We have opportunities to see them all the time, and we're just like,
It's
nah,
so rude of
we're
us because
good.
they do make my hands clap.
I actually really enjoy Fits and
I think
Tantrums.
they're a really good band.
I also got tickets to Plain White Tees one time, and
They're
I
so
asked
cheap,
Adam,
too.
I was like, "Do you want to go to see Plain
We
White
had
Tees?"
other plans, and I
we
didn't
were
wanna
just like,
cancel the
"Nah,
plans.
no." We stayed home that night because it was at a place that was like downtown, and we're like,
1, 2,
no.
there's only one thing
Two,
to do.
3, 4.
words
Oh yeah.
for you.
My favorite is Natural Disaster. That's my favorite Plain White Tees song. What is
it's named
another?
after you.
Fuck you! I was like, wait, what?
I was like staring like, when is she going to be offended?
No. The
Don't
other.
forget I Am Beef Trainer, exclamation
Oh,
point
Hey There,
merch.
Delilah. That's the other one.
They
That's
have
really
a lot
popular.
of singles that was really popular. 1,
Um,
2, 3, 4, Hey There, Delilah. And there's one more. That's
Natural
like,
Disaster is my favorite.
I know a chick who used to date one of the guys in.
Was it Delilah?
No.
Oh.
She is not Delilah.
ASB
She was not Delilah.
ASB Buddy says Plain White Tees. We're at my first sound wave. I got heat stroke. Oh my god. Let's see. The Snark says, wait, no, I went to Il Lupo. I got to see the original singing voice for Princess Jasmine sing too. I lied. Oh, okay, that's nice. The Snark says, can you write it out? The name is, I think it's like PHI. I don't even know. I think there's a G in there.
Just text.
I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to spell it. Fucking, I don't know.
All right.
Vietnamese words are hard.
They are. They really are. Lots of folks talking about concerts. Someone said they saw. I'm gonna read this one and I'm gonna move on. Weezer. I would love to fucking see Weezer.
Oh, the Snark figured it out. It's DUNG.
I don't know. I have a lot of shows that I really enjoyed. Seeing Panic at the Disco is really impressive because a lot of stuff you just imagine is done in the studio. And I think that's the case with Fall Out Boy. We've seen Fall Out Boy play live on television before and have been like, oh, they don't sound as good as they do on the album.
Yeah.
But Panic at the Disco sounded even better in
Panic at
person.
the Disco
They're
is
super good. Brandon Urie
probably
is very
the
talented.
best concert I've ever been
I always
to.
say Tenacious D was the best one, but if I'm being honest, reflecting on all of them, it's either Panic at the Disco because of how impressed I was, or, and I really mean this, Ben Folds. Ben Folds is so fucking good. I
But you
literally
don't
just
know
got
me.
goosebumps thinking about how good that Ben Folds concert was. It was unfucking believable. And he's also super charming. So, all right, let's go ahead and move into the outro. We could talk all night, and it is 8:30. Holy shit! So, going to market and
We could talk about bands and music and stuff forever.
and get us out of here.
Chunkster says Brandon Urie is so talented for sure.
I agree.
They at that concert too. They played that fucking what is that one song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
They introduced the song. They played like 2 of their most popular singles from every album. And then before they got to the last 2 songs, he goes, "We just wrote this one in the back." And then they played
Which is
Bohemian
their
Rhapsody.
cheesy line they always say
And it
before
was
they play that
so
song.
fucking good. All right, shout out to Lizzie B313 who resubscribed for the 2nd month and says, "Oh my god, I can too." We appreciate that.
Woo
Thank you
woo!
so much. All right, I'm gonna mark it, and we are gonna do the outro. So if you redeem high fives, we're not going to be doing the high fives.
Yeah, we're not doing high fives.
We're just gonna exit, and then we'll come back here. Like, give me 3 high fives really fast.
Okay.
I think we missed one on the Saturday
Hold on.
show from Glitch.
Ouch!
It's
Hold on,
not
man.
complicated to give a high five. It doesn't take this much setup. Just fucking toss your hand at my hand. 2 more. Jesus, this isn't tossing. This is
I want to
assault.
spank you, dirty boy.
I think you are so fucking drunk right now. All right, marking it.
Now, of course, says, do you guys ever go to Life is
Holy
Beautiful? The answer is no.
fucking
Okay, go.
Shit, babe. Really? No, we don't.
She Wants Revenge. I want to see them too. Okay, go. I like She Wants Revenge.
I'm just gonna like fucking just cut.
Okay, go.
No outro. Fuck you guys. Not really. I love you guys all. All right, marking it, and we're gonna do it. All right, so one more time, thank you to everyone who sent in their stories tonight. We sincerely appreciate it. If you have a story, or if you have a friend that has a story, or a family member that you would like to share, or you would like to encourage them to share, please have them or you email storytime@scaryish.com or go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out the form. It comes directly to us, or hit us up on our social medias if you like that better. Facebook is facebook.com/Scaryish Podcast. Twitter is @ScarayishPod. And Instagram is @Scaryish Podcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to Scaryish, you can go to patreon.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1. So at $1, you get ad-free episodes. You can't really go wrong there. We are going to make an effort to add, I know we always say this, but we're going to be doing more Patreon exclusive content. We're going to try.
This is what Robin does. I'm marking this. This is just for the stream people. Robin's like, hey, we should do this on Sunday. Extra content on Sunday. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she schedules other shit over the top of the extra content. I'm just like, cool. I guess we're not doing the extra content this weekend, but we are going to get more content. So there you go.
Yeah. And there's also physical merch tiers as well. If you're not into the whole monthly subscription setup, we also have one-time donations. We actually had someone reach out to us recently and ask us if we still did that. Yes, we do. If you like the one-time donation type things, go to ko-fi.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are one-time donations. All your donations go to helping us upgrade our studio setup, kind of keep us going, keep us creating more stuff for you peeps.
Keeps us creeping on. So I think that's everything we have for this episode of Storytime, unless I'm forgetting something. But thank you so much for listening. We love you all. And thank you for those who watch live. You are the bestest, better than all the restest. Mainly the ones that don't listen or watch at all. But we love you guys. So, all right, go ahead, Robin, and sign us out.
And everyone else, keep on creeping on.
And we'll talk to you next week. Bye.